getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate. Separate and segregate, don't celebrate quite yet. The storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting, and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
Hello, y'all. How is everybody doing? Cha, if you're still here, hey, love. Meg's my daughter. Hey, baby. Island. Keta. Catlin. Hey, love. Jenna. Hope I'm saying that right. Sunshine. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Are y'all hearing me good on your end? I know this is a late time for me going live, but I literally did not get up until like 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. I was up all night with a fucking headache. And then this morning I took some medicine and it knocked my ass out, and I did not get up until this afternoon. So I'm gonna have to stay up and get my days back on fucking track, I guess, because I'll be up all night tonight. So I'm pull all night and all day or just to get my sleep back on track. At least I ain't got the headache no more. How is everybody? These streets have been crazy, haven't they? And thank God they finally, excuse me, they finally gave that fucking creep that done that horrible fucking shit to Madeline Soto. They finally charged him with capital murder. Thank God. Thank you, Max. I do feel better. I hate taking medicine that knocks me out like that, but I was up all night puking and shit from it, and I had to take it, and it knocked it out, and it knocked me out. I was going to cover Madeline, but everybody else is, and, Madeline's case is very near and dear to my heart. Okay. Falsely accusing parents during a missing child case. We've all done it, I'm sure. I have. I'm guilty of it. Guilty as fuck of it. He will probably get, I hope he gets the death penalty, but he'll sit on death row until he dies. It really does no good to give him the death penalty because how many times do you see him actually get death? They sat on fucking death row. We're still feeding them. Let him suffer in prison for the rest of his life. Going to anyway. So why put him on death row where you'll get special treatment and shit? I'm still curious about Madeline's mom, though. I'm not going to accuse her, but I wonder. But yeah, we've all falsely accused parents in these cases. It's very dangerous, isn't it, kind of, to a point? It is. For the parents that's getting accused. And I just want to say, I'm not going to be talking about Sebastian's case anymore in a negative way against any of the parents, even though he will never get nothing from me. I did apologize publicly in a live stream the other day that Chris and Katie was watching. I apologize to both of those, and I keep my word on it. I do apologize to Chris and Katie Proudfoot. A lot has opened my eyes on that. It don't matter about their past or anything like that. I do not believe they have any part of Sebastian's disappearance. Sunshine, you said you don't think he'll last long. Why do you say that? Hey, Sonia. Hey, Boo Boo. Hey, Megs. All my baby fish died but one. Baby Megs is the only one alive. Sorry about your baby chicks dying too. But baby Megs, my fishy, is thriving. I'll go to feed her and she'll come up to the top of the water. She's so cute. I think she's gonna live. She's so cute. She's getting so big. I don't know if it's a she, but it's my she 'cause it's my baby Megs. I'd never had baby fishies, and these were a surprise to me. One of my fish had babies, and you have a feeling he'll take himself out? Maybe. But look, everybody's like, if you're meaning like he'll get prison justice like the inmates are getting, that I don't believe in that because they take these creeps like this and put them all together in one part of the prison. So they are protected. Look at Chris Watts. He's still going. A lot of them. The prison justice don't happen anymore like it used to. He is a coward, Sonia. I agree. They need to stop protecting these fucking creeps and weirdos and abusers like that. If they're going to give them the death sentence, get them right then. Put them on a firing squad or something. Don't leave them on death row until they die. That does no good. Why are you even giving them the death penalty if they never get to that point? You know? All right, let's get into this. You all know the Cleo Smith case out of Australia? Happened in 2021. We're going to go over that. I might get copyright struck and stuff for this, but I really don't care because I'm going to get my message out there. Because y'all know I don't fair use much shit because I don't care. It's why I don't want to be monetized. Okay, let me see. Can't really see out these glasses. I gotta go tomorrow and pick up my new prescription glasses. So I got bifocals in, thank God. I know, time flies by, don't it? It really does. Okay, the first thing we're gonna go over here is some body language experts going over when. No, let's see here. What I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, this is what we'll go over. Okay, when Cleo went missing, this channel, I wouldn't so much call them body experts, but they might be bodies. Analyzed or whatever. Fuck, I can't talk. Fucking hillbilly in me. um, Cleo Smith's parents. So let's hear what they had to say. And for those that don't know Cleo's case, she was a little girl from Australia. Her and her family was out camping in a tent, and she was abducted, or she went missing from the tent overnight. And the baby girl was found alive, thank God. Oh my God, Sonia. See, my glasses I have now are just regular, and I wear them all the time, but I have to take them off, because I can see up close. And so I needed bifocals, and I hope I can walk and not fall. Okay, but let's watch this. Y'all can see this thumbnail already. Another fake plea. Body language. The behavioral panel weighs in. Let's see what they have to say.
All right, ready?
Okay, here we go.
I'm Scott Rouse. I'm a body language expert and analyst, and I train law enforcement in the military in interrogation and body language. And I created the #1 online body language course, bodylanguagetactics.com, with Greg.
Hey, I'm Chase Hughes. I help people build instructor resistance to interrogation.
Okay, I had to stop it there because I seen one of my most favorite humans on this earth. Call me Claudia. Hey, beautiful. I love you. I hope you're doing good and feeling good. And all the babies, even your little bad monkey baby, Cleo. When we're talking about Cleo here. Love you, Claudia.
Instructor. I've written 10 books on body language and behavior and put together this bodylanguagetactics.com course with Scott. I spend most of my time on Wall Street or corporate America.
All right, we're going to talk about Cleo Smith today. She's missing, and this happened in Australia, and her parents are being interviewed. We watched a couple of interviews. We watched one group of videos, or one long video, and we watched another video. We decided to go with the latest of the interviews. Greg, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, so what we know is she has been gone a little over 10 days now. The latest video, the one we'll start with, is 10 days after she disappeared. They were camping in a place called the Blowholes in Western Australia. The child came up missing. You'll hear part of the story here. The child came up missing during the night from a tent. And there are apparently lots of little camping areas around there. We're not going to try to give you all the details. Go look for yourself and figure out all the mechanics and all that. We're going to look at them. And I believe this is the mother and the stepfather. The mother's name is Ellie Smith. The father's name is, or stepfather's name is Jake Glidden. That's it.
Cool.
Little girl is 4, and her name is Cleo Smith. Cleo Smith. Okay.
All right. Here we go.
The last time you spoke to her, do you remember what you said?
I asked her to get back into bed after she had a sip of water. Put my head through to take an Isla, and that was it. That was the last time.
And again, I know you absolutely don't want to revisit that night. So about 1:30, she stirs, she's thirsty. And then at about 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, you realise she's not there.
Yeah.
Can you describe what that feels like?
Heartbreaking, heart-wrenching.
Scary.
Completely scary. I mean, how are you meant to feel?
All right, Chase, what do you got?
I'm going to share something here that's not relevant to the case. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to share with you some forensic criminal behavioral types of this type of offender and what we call just a behavioral profile of this type of offender. But one of the coolest things and most incredible things that you can say to your kids, especially if they're young, that doesn't necessarily apply to this case, but if any adult ever in your entire life asks you to keep a secret, you should be extremely scared. And you need to find another adult as fast as possible. So in the video here, we have a minimal use of pronouns, which I think is interesting. And it would be a red flag if it was stacked up with some other stuff. But what we look for are clusters and changes in someone's baseline. There's some confirmation glances here back to the husband, but it's specifically during times of support and times to communicate and dually communicate facts. There's no pupil dilation, and I was grateful. I have a giant screen that I bring it up on in the morning. I'm kind of standing here drinking my coffee and watch this thing, and there's no pupil dilation. She's not wearing any makeup. There's honest signals. She's communicating, and even the husband offers the word scary, and she doesn't repeat the word verbatim. She adds to the feeling of scary, which I think are all honest signals. Scott, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to go down a different road today in my approach. I'm going to show you all the, there's going to be a lot of people who go, oh, these people are guilty. I'm going to go down the road that shows you all the red flags, or a lot of them, because I know Greg's got a ton of them too, and then why they aren't red flags. I'll just point them out and we'll talk about those. So the first one is they look really relaxed. You know, we were talking earlier in here and their arms are crossed. It's the first thing people are going to say. That means absolutely nothing most of the time. I know you hear it means people are turned off, not into what you have to say. Most of the time it means absolutely zero. And that's the case here. They're probably just worried. It's probably a pacifying gesture where they're sort of holding on to themselves because they're tired and a little freaked out. People will also say there's no grief on the father. You're not seeing anything. All you're seeing is eyebrows up like this the whole time, or most of the time, and no grief up here. Well, in this situation, I think it might be one of those cases where she's the one that's in charge most of the time and he doesn't say much anyway.
Okay. Does all this sound kind of familiar on what's going on in Sebastian's case so far? People analyzing Chris and Katie. Same situation, father and stepfather. Last one's a seer.
So I think that's what we might be seeing in that situation. The thing that I did think was odd, though, was when they do make eye contact, it's brief, and he darts away every time. When she looks at him, he looks and bang, it's gone. Even though he may look at her shoulder or something like that. That's a red flag. I said, I don't know what's going on there. These little mouth ticks. He has somewhere between 3,000 and 7,000 little mouth ticks he uses the whole time. In the first video we watched, where it's just both of them sitting there. That's all he did. He's had mouth tics the whole time, and a lot of them are different. He's got so many different kinds, but that just indicates he's nervous. He's a little wound up, which is normal in this situation. There's not much crying, not a whole lot of tears. There are in some spots. They're probably cried out, probably teared out by this point. No anger or fear. That kind of, you look at that and go, wonder why no anger or fear? They probably told this story 50 times before they sat down to talk to this guy about this story. And for a little bit, you see a couple of times the father shows contempt or disdain because his mouth goes up a little bit. I think that's a tic because he does it all the time and out of context with what's happening. So it means absolutely nothing. Some of the things that I saw are also odd where you see him kind of laugh and smile some. At this point, you're looking for anything to help you, to help ease the pain some. Plus the fact they're thinking about her, they're reliving seeing her. So you'll see in the worst situations when somebody's describing someone's death, sometimes they'll smile as they talk about that.
You like this channel, Sonia? I don't watch them.
Person specifically. Can you, and when the guy says, can you describe what it feels like the feeling you're having? And she says, but she doesn't freak out, doesn't lose her mind, doesn't do all that. That kind of bothered me because her relaying her feelings weren't as aggressive as I thought they would be. One thing I thought was fascinating for people in the micro expressions was when the guy asking the question says 6 or 6:30. Right when he says 6:30, watch the left side of her mouth. It barely pokes in a little bit. You'll see that. What it means, I don't know. She's worn out, and I'm sure her mouth is getting ready to move, or she's thinking about moving or something. But it's really interesting to see it'll pop in there. What it means, I have no earthly idea at this point. Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you I watched this video over and over and over and over because there are red flags in here. And I'm going to point out those red flags because it means something, but it may or may not mean what you think it means. Number one, if you look at her face, we're going to have to take into account her face, her baseline. Her baseline is a little smiley. If you go look at the first interview, the corners of her mouth turn up, her cheeks are kind of full, and it's difficult to see some of the things you would see in a very gaunt face. So it's tougher to pick up on that baseline. That's number one. Number two, if you go all the way back, and we're going to show you at the end, the first day versus now, there's a thing called adrenal fatigue. The longer you go through a feeling of anything, whether it's remorse or fear or all of those things, the harder and harder your body is working and the more churned it is. When I worked SEER, and you'll bingo for you, when I worked SEER, what we knew is that the
And remember, this here was before they found Cleo.
number of calories used by your body under that kind of duress is dramatic. While your mucous membranes drain, your face starts to sag. And her face certainly has sagged from day 4 to day 10. So we'll look at that as a cue to know something has changed. Her eyes are cast down and to the right. Then I think this guy's name is Tim McMillan. I think that's right. He is somebody. I mean, I don't know him because I'm not from Australia, but he is somebody in Australian TV. And I often will remind people that if you're a normal person, the first time you encounter someone you watch on TV is a big deal. It really is a big deal. First time I ever encountered someone of that kind of name was many years ago, and I was doing some questioning training for some people at ABC, and Ted Koppel called and asked for me by name and asked me to come on Nightline. Now,
right, Megs. And this here proves they're not reliable. They're not a trusted source. This ain't the first time they've been wrong either.
you may or may not know who he is, but he was a pretty big deal in his day. And I remember the first time I met him and Alan Dershowitz on the same show, I felt a little kind of put back. It was the first time I'd been on national TV. So imagine if you're now missing a child and that's going to do all kinds of things to you. If you pay attention to her, he asked a question. What was the last thing that you said to her? I asked that same question of Don Wells and we got tears. We didn't get tears here immediately. We get a little dampness of the eye, but adrenal fatigue can explain that. Watch the boyfriend, husband. He does hard eye contact and looks from under his brow ridge at a glance at a corner. That's aggression of, hey, what are you about to say to her? Now, whether he's aggressive enough or not, different story, but that is what it is. If you really pay attention, he has his jaw set, his mouth closed, and he's paying attention. The sides of her mouth are drawn down for her. And that means that she's sad and it's starting to show. You got to go back and compare it to herself. And then eyes are down right. Her whole face is kind of melted and loose. And then she does a slight roll up of her eyes to the left, which I call instinctive tear fighting. You'll find women doing it all the time who are crying out of frustration. I run into it all the time in corporate America, frustrated enough to cry and roll their eyes to prevent it. You see it all the time. So then finally, you see him break eye contact down, and that can mean defeat, or that can mean that he's feeling less than equipped for the situation with this guy, Tim McMillan. That's what I see. A lot of that looks like red flags because of the lack of tears, because of the smiley face, but look, compared to baseline. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah. So look, statistically speaking, you would be right to be first of all looking at the male as a perpetrator, and then if that didn't work out for you, you'd look to the female as a perpetrator, and if that didn't work for you, you'd go elsewhere. So if you use statistics and you start looking at this body language, you're going to have a bias. Your bias could be accurate or inaccurate or something in between, but you're going to have a bias. Suspend that bias for a moment, because just as everybody said, individually, you can see some red flags. Will they cluster together, or are they actually red flags, or is it your bias that goes, well, that's exactly what I was looking for? So let's have a look at these glances that they give each other. And just as Scott says, they are glances. They come together and they flick away. And you might go, well, hang on on? Is that a glance for approval? Is she looking for him? Can she say that? Have they worked out their story? Are they complicit in a story? But they've known each other since they were certainly maybe teenagers, certainly kids. They've been hanging around together forever. They will always look complicit with each other, or they will be synchronized. That doesn't mean that they are conspiratorial in any way, but it would be easy to mistake all that movement together as they've worked something out and they're looking for approval for each other. I agree with you, Chase. I put down, I've got assurance and comfort and support. That's what that movement is about. Why are we seeing any tears? Or much tears? Well, because you see the female looks up at one point and drains the tears immediately. Chase, you always say this better than I do, and so I'll kind of paraphrase it. But it's how much time are they spending on perception management rather than, and their innocence, rather than time on the child. I can't remember. What is the phrase that you usually say around that? Could you say it better than I do, Chase?
Is it focused on the story, the child, or is it focused on their story?
Perfect. So she drains her tears because it's not focused on her feelings. She wants it to be about the child. She wants to get that story out. We're going to see later on, there is some prepared stuff that they need to say to camera, and they've got to get that request out for a whole bunch of reasons. I think she started this process of going, control your feelings, control your emotions here. And so that's why we're not seeing the tears. She drains them. They talk about checking on Isla, and that was it. Yeah, we do get this corner of the mouth tightening on the male. I agree with you, Scott. It could be a tick. It could be disdain as well. I don't know which one it is, but if you've got a bias, you're going to see Duper's delight.
Love you.
I would imagine. You're going to go, hang on, what was that? That was that little smile of delight in duping. I don't think that's the case at all. So look, as we go through, we're going to see quite a lot of stuff that if you've got a bias, you're going to see as a red flag. A red flag alone is not enough. And you've got to check your bias, and you've got to collect real information and real indicators of deceit or hiding something away here. I don't see any so far. There, that's what I got.
Excellent.
The last time you spoke to her, do you remember what you said?
I asked her to get back into bed after she had a sip of water. Put my head through to check on Isla, and that was it. That was the last time.
And again, I know you absolutely don't want to revisit that night. So about 1:30, she stirs, she's thirsty, and say, we have to go now.
I just want to say confirmed the search and
Was
that she
that-
wasn't there.
Did you feel like that moment was going?
We held hope, but the hope of her being there was slowly slipping away.
In recent days, we've seen forensic officers pouring over your house. I mean, this is your family home. This is Cleo's home. How do you process that?
I guess we just hold hope that there's something there that they can find.
Something can help the case.
Yeah, anything. I mean, if it's someone that's been watching for who knows how long, hopefully they pick something up that will help.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, so she starts this one off with drawn corners to her mouth. And that drawn corners to her mouth, if you go back and you look at the thing we did with Dr. Phil, the thing that they put on the air was me going about disappointment with Tarek making up stuff. And it was clear. So you can see that disappointment as she pulls her mouth back. She may look a little smirky in the curves of her mouth because of her bone structure, but he's got his eyes cast down and to the right. At one point when the questioner starts to ask the next question, she gets prepared to fight. She's not sure where this question's going. And her eyes get set and she's waiting for him to finish. You can see her paying attention to make sure where that question's going. And this is when we see the first time she does this confirmation clench is what I'm going to call it. You'll see it nine times in this interview. That's that kind of, I don't do it exactly the way she does. She does a lip compression, her forehead goes smooth, and she is confirming what he is saying. When I first watched it, I was like, that's an odd thing, but she uses it many times through.
Have you heard of this case, sis? Of Cleo that went missing in Australia from the tent with her mom and dad? Her mom and stepdad and baby sister. They were camping and she went missing in the middle of the night. And social media had already had them fucking nailed to the cross as guilty.
Counted every one of them, and I even have timestamps for every one of them in the interview. And it's 9 times she confirms something. So, yep, that's it, is what she's saying. She does a heavy swallow, her eyes block, and she is blocking emotion at that point. When she starts to talk about the little girl missing and they've given up hope, or you can see then that she gets a little disgust in her face, and it's not really pronounced. Her nose does not wrinkle as much as I expect to see, but the hopelessness and emotion starts to show, and then she raises her brow, and it looks like it could be, this is one of those red flags, where you see her forehead go up, and you think, okay, that's request for approval, but that muscle, that W-shaped muscle, comes through that request for approval, showing that there's actual grief in her face. That's what I see, and this is the beginning of, for me, saying, it doesn't matter what red flags I'm seeing, I see real grief blasting through her request for approval, blasting through that forehead. That's a great indicator. Because guys, if you think back to all the videos we've shown you about fakers, they're trying to do grief, but their forehead is holding up so tight that it removes all of that in the glabella in there. Scott, what do you got?
All right. And I agree with you on the confirmation grip there at the CG, because I've got confirmation of acceptance there's for mine. So yeah, I'm with you. I'll go over all that stuff. So let me scooch down. The father still, man, those mouth ticks are firing off, but that's from stress, and that seems fairly normal for his baseline so far. He doesn't add a whole lot to it. When the interviewer says the hope of her being there was slowly slipping away, when she starts talking after that, when the mother does, classic thing where she starts, it's not fading back, she's getting quieter, her cadence slows down, and her voice gets a little bit raspy, a little bit, I don't want to say vocal fry, but it's heading that direction because she doesn't want to say that. She hates saying that. And as she's saying it, she's realizing it at the same time, and it makes her feel terrible. So I think that's what's happening. A lot of deep breaths, and that's all from adapting to what's going on. And then we'll see a left shoulder shrug. That just indicates she's not sure about that situation, what's being said, or what's happening, because they don't know either. So people see that and say, "Oh, the absolutist. She's lying. What the hell would she be lying about at that point?" What they were saying, no. So it's another example of what most people think is a cue or that lets you know somebody's lying. Is a single shoulder shrug. It's just firing off because she's not sure what's happening with him. Might be short at that point. I'll leave it there. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, so look at that moment of synchronization right off the top there when they're talking about that moment when they were confirming the search is done. They turn at exactly the same time. They look at each other for that moment. Look, it would be super easy to go, oh yeah, they're checking each other on the story. That moment of synchronization is only the moment you get with people who've been together for years and years and years and years, and they can feel each other breathing in sync. They spend their whole life together. It's that kind of moment. Okay, so don't again look at that as conspiratorial. Great word. It means to conspire, to literally breathe together. They breathe together as a unit all the time anyway. There's no talk here of their innocence or diminishing the effectiveness of the search. You know, often in situations like this, we've heard people, they kind of imply their innocence in some way, and they'll usually dismiss the idea of the search. These people are like, no, like the search is important. Keep that search wasn't working. Let's search the home. Okay, and they're open to that. They're not saying, hey, they're searching the home, but I don't think they're going to find anything. They're wanting people to find something. What do we see in the cameras? We've always got to be careful of the media, always. All media has some kind of agenda at some point, but they are showing us the dusting for fingerprints on the outside of the window. So they're implying to us that they're looking for some external person, a stalker of some sort, maybe. So there's an implication here that we should look outside the home rather than inside the home for the perpetrator here. Just one last thing here. If you're playing bingo on this with the bingo card,
Okay, Mark, first of all, it wasn't a home, it was a tent, a sleeping tent. Her baby sister, her mom, and her stepfather were all inside of, sleeping on a camping trip, not a house.
just check if you've got chaff and redirect at all, because you can't win at this piece of bingo if you have chaff and redirect, because I guarantee you that it's not going to be said today. It's not going to, and if...
You just said it.
Oh, damn. And I'm going to say it later.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, then it stays. So, I don't think we're going to get a lot of the classic elements that we'd be looking for if we've got a perpetrator in those two people. I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to win the bingo. We will now, because I said it. He's going to say it. I don't know how he's going to get it in. I don't know how you're going to get it in, Greg.
I'll show you.
All right, Chase, what do you got?
I'll help you out with the bingo card. Fading fact. Which isn't present here in this video either.
But I said it earlier. Remember I said it's not?
Oh, okay.
I just said that.
I'll say Hattie to save you guys, give you a chance, Hattie.
I was going to say that. Dang it.
So this interviewer is kind of developing this thing where he's interrupting, and he's interrupting mid-answer while the person's answering, which maybe he's just overly excited or saw the question going in a direction he didn't want it to. I'm not sure. The father's showing signs of contempt, or at least that's what I would think. And what you guys were talking about just a second ago with this little facial tick, I think that's very common in people with newly grown facial hair to move those muscles around and just kind of move that hair out of place. So I've seen that pretty often in people. There's some eye closure at the mention of a stalker. And I think that was just her acknowledging it's probably not likely. And even according to FBI statistics, the British research that's been done on this, all the statistics that we've got on this type of person, this is a crime of opportunity most of the time. This is not something that's commonly planned out or anything like that. And in reality, these people are typically doing this on a whim and doing it just because some kind of opportunity presents itself. I do think it's interesting that the husband's making almost no eye contact and even going so far as to avoid eye contact. I don't think this is guilty. I think this is probably part of his baseline. We don't have a whole lot of video to go back and look at. I think it's a good data point. However, even if I might imagine someone is guilty and still saw this avoidance of eye contact, I would still not rank it as being deceptive, because we look for clusters. We're looking for clusters. I know there's a lot of what they call later in another video, armchair detectives who are going to see one behavior and say, oh, I read an article on LinkedIn once and I know how to detect lies. So, and that's where you see this crap where it says one thing equals deception. And I think when we're talking about these confirmation glances between them looking at each other, confirmation glances are less common if there's a made-up story. They're also, if it's deception between two people who are being questioned, it's most likely to happen at the very beginning and not in the middle or end of one of those statements. So I think the confirmation glance is a normal thing that they're doing. And I think she's looking back because she's used to taking charge of probably lots of stuff and to see if he has anything to say before she starts answering the question. That's all I got.
But Chase, I learned in high school that this meant you're closing me out.
I'm gonna go through this and see what else, because we're not gonna watch this whole thing, but y'all are getting the gist of this, right? You know, a lot of people look up to these men and respect them and stuff. They're not always right, and it's very dangerous because they have a following like they have. Let's see. I think it's just all of it, but y'all get the gist of it. They are already saying that the mom and stepdad are guilty and lying. And the whole internet fucking went at them like they are Chris and Katie Proudfoot. The whole internet fucking nailed them to the cross. The mom and stepdad. Okay, now we're going to watch something on Dr. Todd Grande here. And I totally respect this dude.
Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Cleo Smith? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. This case is developing as I'm making this video. There will almost certainly be much more information available in the future. I'll cover what's available so far, starting with the timeline of the crime, then I will move to my analysis. On October 15, 2021, 4-year-old Cleo Smith, her mother Ellie Smith, her stepfather Jake Glidden, and her younger sister all went for a camping trip. The family arrived at the Quabba Blowholes campsite in Western Australia at about 6:30 p.m. The campsite is about 50 miles north of Carnarvon, a coastal town with a population of about 5,000. This is where Cleo and her family lived. As another point of reference, the campsite is about 560 miles north of Perth, Australia. Cleo went to sleep at about 8 p.m. She was on an air mattress right next to her younger sister, who was sleeping in a cot. Cleo's mother, Ellie, was sleeping in another room in the tent. I didn't even know tents could have multiple rooms. Finding this out led to me researching this tangent for about 15 minutes. As it turns out, multi-room tents are a real thing and quite popular. Who would have known? It would never occur to me that a tent would have or need multiple rooms. On October 16 at 1:30 a.m., Cleo asked her mother for a drink of water. This was the last time Cleo was seen before disappearing. At 6:20 a.m., Cleo's mother woke up and realized that Cleo was missing, along with her sleeping bag. The zipper of the tent was pulled up higher than Cleo could have reached, so right away the involvement of a perpetrator was suspected. The police were called at 6:23 a.m., and they initiated an investigation. They searched the area, examined cell phone records, spoke to potential witnesses, and they searched Cleo's family home. They were looking for evidence of a stalker. Perhaps whoever had taken her had targeted her prior to the family's arrival at the campsite. On October 21, the Western Australian government offered a $1 million reward for information leading to the return of Cleo Smith. This is around $740,000 US. Hundreds of tips started coming in, and bounty hunters started traveling to the area. On October 24, the police started asking the public about a passenger vehicle that was driven south towards Carnarvon between 3 and 3:30 a.m. on October 16, the day Cleo went missing. After investigating a number of leads and piecing clues together, the police arrested a 36-year-old man named Terrence Darrell Kelly late on November 2. At 12:46 a.m. on November 3, the police raided a locked house in Carnarvon and found Cleo Smith alive and well. She was alone in the house. The lights were on. They found her in a bedroom playing with dolls. A detective asked her name 3 times. After the 3rd time, she responded, "My name is Cleo." If a movie is ever made about this case, I have a feeling that Cleo herself just came up with the title. Cleo was reunited with her family. They report that she is doing well. The house where she was found was 2 miles from Cleo's residence. Terrence Kelly sustained injuries on 2 occasions while in custody. He was treated at a hospital both times. As I understand it, the first time he was injured by another inmate, and the second time his injuries were self-inflicted. He was charged with forcibly taking a child under 16 and various other offenses. He did not apply for bail. At this point, the police do not believe anyone else was involved in the crime. It appears as though Terrence was.
He straight up kidnapped her straight out of a tent that her family was in with her, out of a tent. Her parents got crucified for it. They were blamed guilty way before this man was caught from day one. He looks like a Michael Jackson wannabe.
Working alone. Terrence Kelly's neighbors had a few thoughts about him. One reported seeing him buying diapers at a local store, which they felt was unusual because he didn't have children. A neighbor said she heard the sound of a crying child coming from his house, but didn't connect it to the Cleo Smith case. One neighbor said that he was a very quiet guy and a bit of an oddball. It's also been reported that Terrence Kelly has a creepy doll obsession. Specifically, he appears to collect Bratz dolls. I guess that's like a brand name of creepy doll. Apparently, he would drive around the area with those dolls, do their hair, and take selfies with them. So already this has led to speculation that he's an atypical perpetrator. In one sense, he doesn't seem as dangerous But in another sense, he seems much more dangerous.
Hey,
So it's
how are
all
you,
in
bro?
how
I
one
love
interprets the
you.
creepy doll component. Overall, it probably means he's not as threatening, but again, a lot more information will come out about this case, and I can get a clear idea of what's going on with Terrence Kelly. Now moving to my analysis. Cases like the abduction of Cleo Smith often end poorly. The police rescuing Cleo is an amazing outcome. The police did an incredible job investigating her disappearance. They did just about everything right based on what we know at this point. They started searching for her and gathering evidence immediately. They dedicated a large number of officers to the investigation. The police worked through every lead that was available to them in a systematic manner. They intelligently pieced together the leads that were available and tried to form the entire picture of what was happening at that campsite. There were 110 people at the campsite. The police figured out who belonged there and who didn't. The police haven't revealed exactly what evidence led to the arrest of Terrence Kelly, but they did mention that a lead about a car and phone data were both important. We do know that Terrence Kelly only became a suspect right before he was arrested. This case is a great example of the police doing their job well. It's a testament to the value of using proper methods of criminal investigation and a testament to the value of hard work. They sifted through a lot of information and pieced together.
See, the law enforcement stuff, nobody told nothing. They wasn't on the internet making rounds, cash app gang, judging people. The law enforcement kept it close to their belt. I wish law was like that here in America. And all these people in Sebastian's case, like, oh, law enforcement needs to say something. No, they don't. They don't owe us a goddamn thing. And neither does Katie and Chris.
The puzzle. Apparently, they also searched through the trash on the side of the road. It's not glamorous work, but that's what it takes to run a thorough investigation. Let's take a look at what the research literature says about these types of kidnappings. The type of crime we see in this case is referred to as a stereotypical kidnapping. It is defined as a kidnapping in which a stranger or slight acquaintance moves a victim under 18 years old, at least 20 feet, or holds them for at least an hour, and satisfies one of the following criteria: transporting the victim at least 50 miles, detaining them overnight, holding them for a ransom, intending to hold them permanently, or intending to kill them. This is a particularly dangerous type of kidnapping that is much more likely to result in death than when a family member is the perpetrator. Only about 0.1% of missing children cases in the United States qualify as a stereotypical kidnapping. Exact statistics for Australia are not known because this type of offense is not labeled separately in the data sets. So again, looking at the US statistics, we see that 86% of perpetrators are male and the victims are predominantly female. The methods that the police use to investigate these cases has improved drastically over the last 20 or 25 years. In 1997, 57% of victims were recovered alive. In 2011, 92% survived. Using these statistics, it makes it seem as though the expected result of the Cleo Smith case was that she would be found alive. But in the cases where victims are rescued, the rescue often happens at some point between a few hours and 3 days of the abduction. Cleo was missing for over 2.5 weeks. The outcome of her case was truly remarkable. So what do I think happened in the case of Cleo Smith? I think that the alleged perpetrator probably didn't plan the crime. Rather, he just saw a window of opportunity. Making entry into a tent and running off with the victim is very risky. The perpetrator was probably highly motivated. Perhaps this tied into some fantasy he had to possess a living doll, something that connects back to his creepy doll obsession. That's not known at this point. This particular crime did not involve any manipulation, at least not at the time of the abduction. Many of these crimes involve some type of deceit, like luring a victim. There's nothing like that here, as far as we know. The perpetrator of this crime is probably socially awkward, like creepy doll level socially awkward. Therefore, he's unable to rely on typical manipulation tactics to commit this type of offense. If one were to think about levels of social awkwardness, you could have, say, 4. A low level of social awkwardness, moderate level, high, and creepy doll. Now moving to my final thoughts. The type of crime featured in this case is very rare, but unfortunately, it still happens. Even though the police did an excellent job rescuing the victim in this case, society can't always count on that result. Prevention is the best way to avoid a bad outcome. This case had a positive ending that is inspirational, a reminder to never give up. It is also a reminder of how dangerous the world is and how seemingly random the threat of harm can be. Those are my thoughts on the case of Cleo.
The threat of harm can be very dangerous. Hear that? Those parents, thank God it was only 2 weeks and they found that baby girl alive. And Sebastian can very well be alive still. But it makes it dangerous when a biological father, using that word lightly, would release a hate mob against the mother and stepfather. That's really all on that one. I wanted to play that because it kind of gives the story of what happened. We're going to watch a few news clips here.
Shock and relief.
Yeah, my name's Cameron. How are you? Are you okay? We're going to take you to see your mummy.
This is whenever they
The
first
moment
her.
this 4-year-old Cleo Smith was rescued after missing for 18 days.
Well, I asked her what her name was. One of the guys jumped in front of me and picked her up, and I, I just wanted to be absolutely sure that, it certainly looked like Cleo. I wanted to be absolutely sure it was her, so I said, "What's your name?" And she didn't answer, and I said, "What's your name?" She didn't answer again, so I asked her a third time, and then she looked at me and she said, "My name's Cleo," and it was, and that was it.
The 4-year-old disappeared on the 16th of October while camping in Western Australia. She'd been asleep in her family's tent, but when they woke up, she was gone. Feared, snatched, search teams scoured the area. More than 2 weeks later, though, a breakthrough after an early morning raid on a house in her hometown.
Detective Sergeant Hutchinson, who is the family liaison officer, called Cleo's parents and said, "We've got someone here that wants to speak to you." And it was, a wonderful feeling to be able to make that call. Can I say, having seen her a couple of times this morning, she's a little energizer bunny, and she, how she has that much energy, I wish I did. I'm about ready to go to sleep.
Police haven't revealed what intelligence led to Cleo's discovery. A 36-year-old man is being held over the suspected abduction.
I just feel shocked. I live in it just down the road that they actually found the little girl. And then I've got little girls here too, and I've got my little niece, she's only 4 too.
The mystery disappearance has gripped this nation. After so many days with no sign, many had feared the worst. Here in Australia, Cleo's rescue has been described as a miracle, but it was based on intense police work. More than 1,000 calls and forensic clues sifted through, more than 100 people questioned at the campsite alone. How and why this little girl was taken is still unclear, but tonight her family is celebrating being whole again.
Imagine how her family felt. The whole world judging them and labeling them guilty for a horrible thing. And they were 100% innocent. And the behavior panelist or whatever that done that should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And I could never support them for that. Sat there and made fun of the mom's smile and everything. She did not do nothing. Millions of people go camping with their children. Millions. You never expect this. And look, Sebastian went in a big ass house with his mother, not a tent. Look how easy it was for that guy to get her out of the tent. Yeah, I got a few more things I want to play, so I'm going to keep playing them. Then we can discuss it. Megs, you want to come up?
Yes.
Yeah, my name's Cameron. How are you? Are you okay? We're going to take you to see your mummy and daddy, okay?
You were there when Cleo was found. How was your emotion?
Well, shock to start with, quickly followed by elation, obviously. And I was just, it could have been any one of the team that were here. It just turned out that I was one of, 4 guys that were fortunate enough to go through that door and make that rescue. But we'd always hoped for that outcome, but still, we're not prepared for it. So, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And originally, it was, just to see her.
It's okay, Megs. I love you, baby.
In the way that she was, it was just incredible.
What did she say to you, Kev? What did she say to you?
Well, I asked her what her name was. One of the guys jumped in front
Might
of me.
be repeating these videos, but
I just wanted to be absolutely sure that it certainly looked like Cleo. I wanted to be absolutely sure it was her, so I said, "What's your name?" And she didn't answer, and I said, "What's your name?" She didn't answer again, So I asked her the third time, and then she looked at me and she said, "My name's Cleo," and it was and that was it. So then we turned around and walked out of that house, and not long after that, got into the car, and the officer I was with, Detective Sergeant Hutchinson, who is the family liaison officer, called Cleo's parents and said, "We've got someone here that wants to speak to you." And it was, you know, a wonderful feeling to be able to make that call. So, what was that reaction? Oh, you can imagine, just absolute surprise, and they were ecstatic. So, things developed so quickly. You know, we didn't really have time to prepare them, and certainly didn't want to give them any false expectations about what might happen. We didn't know ourselves, so you know, it's always a delicate process, you know, when it comes to that. So, you know, still to be able to give them that news and then say, you know, please start making your way to the hospital. We'll meet you there. Was fantastic. And can I say, having seen her a couple of times this morning, she's a little energizer bunny, and you know how she has that much energy. I wish I did. I'm about ready to go to sleep, but she was, yeah, so just a very, very sweet, energetic girl, very, very trusting and very open with us. You know, we wanted to take turns in holding her. So yeah, it was a really good experience. Was she physically okay? She's physically okay. Yeah, and that was evident from the start. And you know, taking to the hospital, I guess, was, you know, assurance of that from the people that know what they're doing.
We've spoken about Cleo's parents' reaction to hearing the news, but what was Cleo's reaction to seeing her parents for the first time?
Oh, you know, mummy, big hugs, kisses, yeah, and lots of tears. You know, so as you can expect, you know, it was.
Was this the best moment of your career?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yes, Sunshine, they did. I wish our system was better here in America. Because look, I don't know if y'all caught it. They had $1 million reward on this, which it was like 700 and some thousand American dollars. Poor little Sebastian ain't even got a reward fund. Why don't Seth take some of that money that he's got from exploiting his son, set up a reward thing? Everybody's like, oh, the parents shouldn't have to do that. Goddamn, if my child were missing, I would organize that, and I'd be, come on, let's get this reward fund, because money talks, money talks. But no, all Seth wants to do is do YouTube tours and exploit his son for money. Yep, Sunshine. They instantly had a reward for her like that, $1 million in Australia. Why can't America be like that? And thank God Australia is like they are, and they protect their children truly, and it shows. Okay, I'm going to play a video next of Cleo's parents after the kidnapper got arrested.
Good evening. Cleo Smith's parents have revealed their daughter is still plagued by nightmares in their first interview since her kidnapper was sentenced. Tonight, we can show you police body cam from the day Cleo vanished after her parents woke to find the 4-year-old had been taken. Mia Edgerton-Warburton has the story.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, my daughter's gone missing.
How old is your daughter, love?
She's 4.
The beginning of a nightmare. This call just moments after Ellie Smith's world stopped. Her daughter, Cleo, gone, snatched as her family slept at the remote Blowholes campground in 2021.
Just there.
Yep.
We woke up this morning and she was missing.
Yep.
The 4-year-old vanishing along with her sleeping bag and kept prisoner in a Carnarvon home for 18 days. Her kidnapper, the doll-obsessed loner, Terence Kelly.
He had his fantasies and he was trying to make them come to life. It just happened to be that it was our tent that he got into.
Speaking for the first time since the 36-year-old was sentenced to 13 and a half years jail.
She still has her sad nights, her nightmare nights, something she just can't explain.
During his sentencing, disturbing new details. Little Cleo left locked in a room, a loud radio used to conceal her cries, at times recognising her own name on broadcasts.
Obviously, it hurts to know that she was crying out for help and we weren't there. It hurts to know that she was crying out for help and
It's ignored, yeah.
it was ignored.
Kelly admitted he was high on meth at the time, living in an idealised fantasy world to escape his traumatic past. That included a tangled web of social media profiles for a family that didn't exist.
You know, he wanted a daughter, he wanted a wife.
18 days of hell eventually ending when detectives smashed their way into his locked home. WA police work now being looked at by international agencies.
It began as a massive, wide spectrum of investigation and narrowed and narrowed and narrowed, and just prior to his arrest, they became more focused on him.
But the nightmare still isn't over. Just this week, Terence Kelly began challenging his sentence, his legal team lodging documents in the Court of Appeal, arguing proper weight wasn't given to his disadvantaged childhood. Mia Edgerton-Warburton, 9 News.
Let's go back to criminologists.
Sunshine, I'm not even, look, I heard that, and I went digging and looking and I made some phone calls. And yeah, it's still there allegedly, but it is almost impossible to get some way to donate to it. It's almost impossible. I kept getting sent, I had to go here and call here and do this and never did get nothing on how we can donate. And this here is a dash cam of when they arrested this creep.
Moment police rescued Cleo Smith.
I got it. I got it. Hey, Bobby. Hello. Come here. Come here. I got you, Bobby. What's your name? You're all right. What's your name? What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Cleo.
Your name is Cleo.
Cleo.
Police have charged a West Australian man over the abduction of the 4-year-old girl. After 30 hours of interrogation, 36-year-old Terence Kelly appeared in court barefoot and wearing a black T-shirt. He didn't enter a plea and didn't apply for bail, but it could still be weeks before we find out exactly what happened to the little girl. Live now to Jacqueline Robson in Carnarvon this morning. Jackie, Terence Kelly reacted to reporters in court?
He did, Nat. He was quite vocal. He yelled out, "What are they doing here?" and then made threatening remarks and gestures towards reporters. The magistrate reminded him that it was an open court. It is the first time that we've seen the accused man in person, barefoot, a black shirt, and a relatively calm demeanour as the proceedings got underway. The magistrate described this case as notorious. It's notorious because of its miracle-happy ending, and now little Cleo has spent her second night at home. This is the moment we all wanted, even needed, to hear.
I got it. I got it. Hey, Bobby. Hello. Come here. Come here. I got you, Bobby. What's your name? You're all right. What's your name? What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Cleo.
Your name is Cleo.
Hello, Cleo.
It was, just overwhelming delight, to go in and open that door. I think shock originally, but yeah, just absolute overwhelming delight to see her unharmed.
After 18 days of holding hope, Ellie Smith now holding her little girl close.
But it was the first time, I think, to sit down in a more relaxed format and have a conversation with them and really see Cleo in a home environment. And it was really heartwarming to see, her interacting and playing in the backyard and just.
Okay, also, did anyone ever see Cleo's biological father going around like Seth is? Nope.
Being herself and around her parents.
The West Australian Premier flying in to get a personal update on how she's going.
Very nice. We did a few high fives. I unfortunately trod on her new Barbie shoes and broke one of them. So I owe her a pair of shoes.
Cleo, wrapped in her mother's arms as she was taken to be interviewed by specially trained police. They now begin the painstaking task of what happened to her inside this stranger's home.
Her physical well-being seemed okay. But there's a lot of work to be done with a child of such young age to understand what they've been through for those 18 days.
The man accused of taking her, 36-year-old Terence Kelly, a local, a loner, now charged with multiple offences, including kidnapping.
We identified that this person was a person of interest, a suspect. There were some decisions that were needed to be made on the ground by Cameron and the team.
Minutes to midnight, an hour before Cleo was found, the search for Australia's most wanted came to an end. A taxi's dash camera captured the moment he was pinned to the ground and arrested.
It was like a high-speed chase first. It was one car, then the police cars.
The final piece of the puzzle came late
Hey
Tuesday.
Kim, how are
Streets of
you,
Carnarvon
love?
became an active search zone. 11:24 p.m, police pull over a car on Robinson Street, just 4.5 kilometres from the house where Cleo was being held captive. The evidence against Terence Kelly won't be revealed
Being
until
held
trial,
captive
but
and not
police
by her
believe he was at the
parents that
Blowholes
got
campsite
crucified.
on October 16 to commit small-time theft.
For weeks to come, this task force team will still be here. There's still a lot of work to do.
Now, this morning, we expect Terence Kelly will be flown down to Perth. He'll then be transferred to a special holding cell inside one of Perth's high-security prisons, and that's likely to keep him away from other prisoners, given the high-profile nature of this case. He'll be back in court next month. Nat?
Okay, thank you, Jackie.
Well, shit. Hey, Kim, we've just been going over the Cleo Smith case where You probably know it. She was abducted from the tent she was camping with and her parents, and how they crucified and harassed and stuff her parents and her mom and stepdad, I should say, were totally innocent, 100% innocent. Just a few more things I want to share here, and then this one here is Cleo Smith's classmate made a strange prediction. And I haven't watched this, so I'm not sure what it is yet.
Now at sunrise with Perth lit up in blue overnight, a tribute, of course, to the police for their monumental effort to find little Cleo. Major landmarks all shining bright. Now, the rescue of Cleo Smith from a home in WA has brought joy and relief to the nation. It's caused celebrations too in Carnarvon.
Locals rallied in the tight-knit community after news of the rescue came through. Joining us
Me
now,
too,
Letitia
Megs.
Andrioli,
Chris and
whose
Katie
son
are
is in the same
in
class as
people
Cleo
today.
and knows the family well. Letitia, morning to you. Paint us a picture of what happened in Carnarvon when everyone heard that Cleo had been found.
Carnarvon was such a beautiful place yesterday. Everybody was so happy walking through town because I run a women's walking group. So we actually walked right through the middle of town. Everyone was hugging, everyone was smiling, everyone was like, "Oh, it's such a good day." It was an amazing day. All the balloons out and the signs out. It was just a big celebration in Carnarvon yesterday for the return of Cleo. We're all so happy.
Yeah, thank goodness. Your son Jonah is in the same class as Cleo. Tell us what the past 18 days have been like for the kids.
It's been really, really difficult for everybody. Jonah's only 4.
Megs, I don't think
he's only
Seth
quite limited to
harmed
what
him
he
either or
can kind of
anything. I
understand
think
the
they're all
situation.
innocent, but Seth needs
But
to
it's quite
shut up and
strange
set the
that
fuck
the night
down.
before Cleo was found, he asked us about it, and he said, "Oh, Cleo's lost. Cleo's gone." And I was like, "Yeah, but Jonah's only 4, so he's only quite limited to what he can kind of understand of the situation." But it's quite strange that the night before Cleo was found, he asked us about it, and he said, "Oh, Cleo's lost. Cleo's gone." And I was like, "Yeah, but Cleo's lost." And then he's like, "Well, maybe we'll find her." And then when we woke up in the morning, she was found.
Wow.
So I was like, "Wow, that's that's amazing."
And what a great story to tell your kids as well, isn't it? And particularly when we tell our kids, have faith in the police. They're there to look after you.
Oh, for sure. Like I take my hat off to the police. They've done an amazing job. I can't imagine what it must have been like for them as well to walk in and see little Cleo there, especially when she said, "My name is Cleo." Yeah. The sense of relief that they must have felt after all the time looking for her. And, as the days go on, it becomes a little less likely each day that she'll be found. She was found and she's okay. And wow, it's just an amazing outcome. So well done to the police.
Exactly. Well done to them. And that smile says it all, doesn't it? Letitia, we thank you very much for your time this morning from Carnarvon.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
That's all I have to play. Yeah, Cleo is a little doll, ain't she? This case, I keep going around trying to tell everybody this. I even went on T-Rev's channel the other night. I called in. I was like, look into the Cleo Smith case, man. And they just don't want to hear nothing because it don't fit their narrative of Chris and Katie. And I don't know if y'all were in here in the beginning, but I announced I did apologize publicly on a panel the other night to Chris and Katie. And Chris and Katie were watching the live, and they accepted my apology. And I will not be talking badly about them ever again. And if they're guilty, which I don't think they are, in my opinion, I'll eat my words. I don't think Seth is guilty either, but he's not making anything fucking better. And trust me, if I can let my ego and pride down and apologize, others can too. I promise you, because But I did. I publicly apologized to them, and they accepted it. But my mama heart just couldn't. I just feel Katie, and I also I want to play something. This is kind of what made me feel different about Chris Proudfoot. Let me see if it's still on here. I want to play. And everyone's saying the dogs didn't hit and all this. Yes, they did. Yes, they absolutely did. Let me find it. Yeah. Okay, this here, I like this guy a lot. I just wish he would get away from that creep CJ. This is on Narc Divers Trade. Megs, this is what we watched the other night when they were searching. This is when he first went out there, I think. And he is talking on the phone with Chris here, and you got to listen carefully. Trey needs to get away from that CJ idiot. Piece of shit.
She did or didn't. I didn't know who she actually worked for, so. Yeah, well, there's a lot of BS out there. People saying there's no dogs in. That's what I heard, and then I read it. I read the article from the actual news, and it said that the dogs got a scent that they from an article clothing or something, and then they tracked all the way here, like several times. Well, here's your better one. There was the dispatcher. The call got released from the dispatchers to the deputies and the responding units. In that release of information, you can clearly hear the dispatcher and the cops all say the dog's got a scent is over here in this pond. Okay. And I mean, for people to say no, it didn't matter. Yeah, and that's what deputies said that shit in the dispatch. And that's what everybody kept saying. And I'm like, there's got to be some truth to this because that doesn't make any sense. Like, so yeah, they tracked here. So yeah, and then like I said, the path that they tracked. So if you're in that subdivision, directly the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision. Okay. It's called Victoria Place. Okay. The scent that they got, as soon as you turn in our subdivision, you're on Kelly. Drive it all the way up to the very top of the hill at a four-way. You'll see that to the right they're cutting in the new road that will link all this together. Okay. Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about directly right there? Oh.
So a track. Yeah, there was no fight. The dogs were all there. Yeah, it was 100%. And do you know how much they actually drained? They drained the whole thing. It's okay. So initially, when they went over to look at it, it was only knee deep. From the picture that you showed me, there's a lot of new runoff. Yeah, that's what. Where they're cut. Yeah. Trying to figure out. I was like, I don't know how shallow it was before or after. Yeah. I'm 5'9", and it was knee deep. Okay. So and they even drained it and still walked it. Okay. So they actually walked it. I didn't know that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is actually information that was told to me by law enforcement. Yeah. So they actually. Because I went on me and law enforcement, they put me in a vehicle. Right. Drove me around and showed me a bunch of stuff.
Hey, Buttercup.
The only one that they've done that. Okay. So I can actually give you a little bit more information than what everybody's out there running their mouth. Yeah. No, I'm not going public with it. No. Quite honestly, I'm tired of the BS and the rumors. That's what I kept trying to tell everybody. I was like, it's, the kid. I said,
Kim, I have that too if y'all want me to play that.
Rumors and speculation. And I was like, I don't go off of rumors. I go off of what we got now. And I said something about that pond. I said, and it just stopped. I I said, so that's where I want to go. That's where I want to search and try to figure this out. But then,
So to work backwards from the pond, okay, if you were to walk from the pond, go straight up into the construction site, you'll see where they cut the road and it turns left. If you walk that all the way back, runs you to our subdivision.
okay.
If you go down Kellen, all the way down to Stafford, and walk down towards Stafford toward our house. From our house, if you're looking at my house, I'm going to tell you where the dog scent went. They started on the front porch.
Okay.
Because off the front porch, the dogs cut to the right. They go all the way down the side of the house along the fence.
So they went to the back side, or that
Right.
to the north.
If you're looking at my house,
Okay.
it's going to be the right-hand side. The dog goes all the way down the fence. The dog comes all the way back up into the yard, and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard, and that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that, that's where they get over to the main road, go up Kellen, and head over to the other subdivision.
Okay.
I mean, they've had dogs.
How many? Yeah, a lot of dogs.
But day one, there was 5 dogs. There was a Belgian Malinois, a blue heeler, 2 bloodhounds, and a blue tick.
I know with good dogs, like they'll do the track that's on the ground, and then if they smell a stronger scent in the air that's closer, they'll go to that direct scent. So if all the dogs were tracking actually on the ground, then yeah, I feel like this is the play, like the spot to figure it out. Because if he would have cross tracked, like actually like headed back, they should have been able to pick up on it, like a good dog.
So in the 8 days of the experience in searching, in the 8 days, on day 1, the 5 dogs did that. Out of the 8 days, three different dogs from 3 different groups went to that same area and that same set. On day 1, 2 of those dogs did the same path.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that was the bloodhound and the blue tick.
It was probably a better dog.
Yeah, those 2 were probably the better ones. Now the guy, man, I can't remember this guy. I called him Michael, but I think they call him Michelle.
Okay.
He's French. He's out of North Carolina, I believe, and he trains.
He teaches he trains canine handlers.
Yes, they brought his dogs out, and one of his dogs did that same path. From what I was told, that's why I was like, well, there we go, folks. That's why out of all the dogs, there was at least 3 consistent hits that do that
Right.
path.
And then went to the strongest path, the strongest, most recent scent.
And there was a couple dogs, like one dog went over to Long Hole Pike and got there and he lost his scent. The rest of the dogs all picked up scents, but then they go in all different directions and they lose.
Well, I appreciate your information, and I'm gonna try to figure this out and keep on working at it. If I get anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that guy I sent you his info, Ken Wagner.
Okay.
He's the EMA director for Sumner County. He was the one, I guess, they were doing. He was responsible for the ground searching and the waterways and the caves and everything.
Okay.
If you can't reach out to him, he can give you more details as far as like the water.
What's been covered.
Yeah, and the caves and stuff. He'll probably even show you, maybe, I don't know, but I would reach out to him and he will give you the best physical aspects of the search that took place. He's the one that was in charge of it.
Okay. I can do that.
All right, man.
All right.
If you need something,
yeah, I'll give you a call.
okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
And that right there helped me see that there is more going on that we don't know absolutely. And the dogs did get a scent, more than one dog. And Buttercup, of course I know you. You're an OG. I'll never forget you. Kim, that's my theory too. Because you got to remember, Sebastian would be home alone all night by himself while Seth worked. Seth allowed him access to the internet. He played Minecraft and stuff online with Seth's friends. In my opinion, I do not believe Chris and Katie had anything at all to do with Sebastian missing. Oh, I adore you too, Buttercup. Buttercup, you are from the Mike Long days, right? I don't want, because there's another Buttercup that runs around too, and I spoke to him one day, and they were like, "Who are you?" Yeah, it'd be a basket case too, Kim. I would. If he ran away, where would he be now after over 2 months? I don't know, Megs. Could he be in somebody's shed somewhere, or? That's true. And why didn't Seth have cameras in his house watching Sebastian while he left him alone while he worked for 12 plus hours a night? Everybody wants to say, oh, Katie's cameras. Oh, what about Seth's? Not even his medicines, Megs. Because if I could never leave my son, especially autistic and the chromosome deletion he has and stuff. Seth, that's fucked up of you. I don't care if you leaving your son home alone like that. That's fucked up. I would never. I don't care how old he was. No, you never know, especially without cameras. You don't agree with their way of parenting, but we don't really know their way of parenting, Megs. We don't know. He seemed to have a really good life with Katie. Yeah, unless he's with someone, he could have ran away and wrong place, wrong time. Somebody picked him up, But I do not believe Katie and Chris had anything to do with it. I don't believe Seth did either, but he just needs to shut the fuck up and sit down and stay off the internet. He was just on people's channel tonight. Unfucking believable, man. Admitting to punishment, yeah. Man, if I'd went missing back when I was younger, Lord, y'all would have crucified the fuck out of my mom. My mama used to beat my ass with the belt and everything, or anything she'd get her hands on. Yeah, he did whoop Sebastian with clothes on or whatever with the belt. But at least he didn't fucking hit him in the head in front of the principal and shit. And it's actually documented. And in the divorce papers, it's documented he hit him again. So that's twice. Aw, Megs. Yeah, I was kind of abused by my mom too, but now that I look at it, I'm glad she whooped me like she did because I think I turned out to be a pretty good person. Oh, all of a sudden he's asking for reward money. Well, that's funny because the other night, me and Sherry was screaming about reward monies and shit. I called the other day about that $3,500 reward fund that's going around, and I couldn't. I called probably 15 people and stuff for hours trying to get it, and it's almost impossible to donate to that. Bingo, Kim. Bingo. He hit him in his head that he has water fluid on his brain. Right, Megs. You turned out amazing. I love you, bitch. Hi, Alan. Alan, honey, I'm not gonna say your name, but be careful who you're supporting out there, baby. Not all these creators have the best interests of actually Sebastian. And I know a lot of people are new because of Sebastian's case, and that's why I wanted to go over Cleo Smith's case, just to show you, just because the child is with that parent last does not make them guilty at all. Oh, Buttercup, I love you. Thank you. And I am a bitch. But I'm a good bitch. And about being mean to someone, 100% believe they probably deserve it. Oh, Megs, ditto, baby. But yeah, I did apologize to them. I let my ego down and put it all aside, and looked at the bigger picture. And Kim, this case, Sebastian, it really opened my, and nonsense helped me. It opened my eyes to a lot. It really has. This took this long, but it just proves you can change, you can do better. I want to do better. I want to be a better person. I know I'm a good person, but I'm very judgmental when it comes to these kids missing, and I'm not going to be like that anymore. Unless it's facts and shit I see going on myself, like with Seth. I don't think Seth is guilty in this, but he could be. I don't know. But he sure is using it to his advantage. Remember, oh, why ain't they telling him anything? Law enforcement keep him in the dark, and Chris and Katie don't tell him nothing. I wouldn't either. All the motherfucker done's run straight to YouTube. And what he done when he exploited Sebastian's SA, how fucking dare you, Seth? But I stand with Sebastian and the facts. And I wish a lot of people would take emotion out of it. I know it's hard. Take complete emotions, how you feel about anyone, out of it. Start at the beginning and go watch every single interview and stuff Chris and Katie done. Seth done everything without emotions. Right, Megs, there is no updates. There's nothing to report. Right. Right. I wouldn't tell the motherfucker nothing either. Yes, Buttercup. Yes. And look, in Sophie's case, a lot of us believed Michael Long in the beginning, and then we started to open our eyes, Just do better, y'all. Do better. And if you're hosting a panel, I'm going to use Sebastian's case for an instance, and you're hosting a panel, just say I got 6 people up here on panel with me, and I'm allowing people to talk and stuff. And there's a creator, I use that word very loosely with this piece of shit. Anyway, and there's a creator up there being homophobic as fuck to another female, saying she looks like a dude and all kinds of stuff, and you sit there and you allow it to go on and don't stop it. I can't fuck with that. Even though you're not saying it, you didn't say none of that, but it's your panel. You're in control of your panel, and what is said and done on your panel reflects back to you. No matter if you said it or not, it's your panel. It's your responsibility to shut that down. Kim, that bothers me big time. I don't agree with all this money. I don't, mm-mm. Oh, Megs. So highly over, talking about BJ. Just gonna sit there and allow a boy, I'm not even calling him a man, allow a boy to trans bash a female, saying she looks like a dude and talking about she's fat and all this. I will never support something like that. And let me tell you, if a motherfucker was on my panel saying that shit, bye, bitch. But doing that, it doesn't bring on money. Hey, Doohickey. What Doohickey? I'm talking about the panel. Yep, she did condone it, BJ or Kim. Yes, she did. And she even admitted it was wrong. I'm talking about allegedly with Brittany J. She'll do anything for $1. She sells her soul to the devil. And I did some horrible shit to her child a while back, and I've admitted that for ever since that happened. I've apologized, and it still bothers me to this day. But and I still supported her even until like the other day when this shit happened. You know, I don't agree what she does, but when I care about someone, because I had a soft spot for her. But when you care about someone and stuff, you overlook the shitty shit they do. You know what I mean? Because and I'll never do that again. She's trash, Doohickey. Straight fucking trash. One of the grifted pieces of shit on here. And lies, saying she getting threats. Bitch, proving threats. Prove it, Brittany, you're getting threats. Oh, that's right, you can't. Just like the fake SWAT you said people called in on you, and people told you to get the 911 call where they allegedly called in and never heard nothing else about it. Bitch, if that was me and it was threatening my kids, if I called 911 on me, I'd be getting that call. But no, because it didn't happen. Just like someone bought her a new chair because people were complaining about the chair she was sitting in on lives was too loud. Still hasn't done it. She probably done so dead on Marketplace for $1. How you doing, Doohickey? It's good to see you, love. We were talking about Cleo Smith. I know you're down in that area, and how they blamed her parents for her missing and turned out to be that creepy Bratz doll girl. Are saying, you know, you got to be careful accusing these parents because they're not always guilty. Right, that proves she's wrong. She wasn't threatened. Show me where you was threatened, Brittany, you dumb bitch. She muted because it never happened. She had to lie to her hubby. Her hubby should fucking get a job too. I would never support her again or anything. Right, Kim. See? And like all this is, that should have opened my eyes when Cleo happened, but this is really, I started thinking about Cleo's case, you know, the other day about, in this case, Sebastian's, and I'm like, Exactly. Let's see. I'm gonna play this video. I posted because I made a post yesterday. Here, let's go to my page here because I am a member on Brittany's channel and stuff, and I canceled that. But after what she done to nonsense, or she didn't do, but she allowed it. She didn't shut it down. That done it for me. Okay, I made a post here. I'm going to show you. And this triggered here, that was for Brittany because I triggered the fuck out of her. Shit. Okay, right here's the post I made for her after she allowed that to go on her panel. In the edited part, it says edited. I tagged her. That's what I edited in because I'm going to be a bitch like she is. Can y'all see that? So let me make it a little bigger here. Can y'all read that? I think he wants information from them too, Kim. Right, Buttercup, I agree. It says, be the woman that fixes another woman's crown for her without telling the world it was crooked. Nowhere did I call her a homophobic or anything. I didn't call her shit. I just called her out on allowing it to happen on her panel.
I want no part of any of you. But what I am going to do is I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say this. I am not homophobic. I am not transphobic. I'm not racist. All of these names that you keep levying out on me that can put me at risk is not what I am. No. No, I'm not.
Hold on, let me slow that down. Listen here whenever her husband asks about her being threatened.
I want no part of any of you. But what I am going to do is I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say this. I am not homophobic. I am not transphobic. I'm not racist. All of these names that you keep levying out on me that can put me at risk is not what I am. No. No, I'm not. I'm getting threats and shit because of these people.
Threats how?
Telling me, I'll tell you in a little bit. Just so I don't even want to put this out here. Hold on a minute.
Brittany, nobody called you homophobic or anything. If you're referring to me, I'm the one that said something about being homophobic, and nowhere's in my post that obviously triggered the fuck out of you. Did I say anything about you being homophobic? So why don't you quit with your fucking sad fishing bullshit and lies and shut the fuck up? Yeah, and that's about all. And I just showed all my proof and the comments and stuff. I wasn't accusing her. She supported it though. What? Oh, doohickey, I know. She's still bothering you, doohickey? She's still even around? I don't even go many places anymore. Right, Kim, she sat right there and laughed and shit. Nobody is threatening her. Well, they're threatening a fucking. If she's saying I'm threatening her, like because I said that's how Molly Golightly lost her channel because she was up there trans bashing and being homophobic to Mallory from House of Williams, Mallory Williams. That's how Molly lost her channel. Oh, I don't see her. She must have a different name, doohickey. But thank you for what you done in that case and her line and shit. And guess what? All of a sudden, Brittany puts those videos behind a paywall. You didn't do nothing wrong, Brittany. Why'd you put them behind a paywall, bitch? Huh? Just a second, child. But it was private or public at first. I did the hard work. I just gave you what I had. You got blocked by CJ. He's a little fucking punk bitch, Alan. Be careful, baby. Just 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find something here. Right, Buttercup. I'm right here, baby. I'm just trying to find something. I'm muted because I'm listening, trying to find something I want to play for y'all. I'm here. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Okay, as you see on here, there's Brittany. The next one down is Sarah, the cunt. Yes, I said it, Sarah. You're fucking twat cunt. Which I hear she digs on people and does background checks and doxes them and shit. And then a little funk bitch, CJ. Now, I don't know who else is on there, but just listen.
How dare I have membership gifts? First, it was PayPal and Cash App. Now that I don't really say much about that, my memberships are an issue. So next, I don't know. Let's say I do without memberships, and the next thing will be breathing entirely.
Yeah,
So anyway, thank you, Muffy Donovan, for gifting the membership. Welcome to the green team, whoever was gifted. So how's it going, CJ? You've been boots on the ground.
I'm just there since they're watching your show. They might not want to keep saying shit because one of their little groups is the one that gave somebody some false information. So they might want to shut up. Just saying.
Oh, what
Because
happened?
I just know a hell of a lot. So they need
It's
to quit
not
talking because
threatening.
it'll just be good for them. I'm doing good.
Threatening
I'm just
nonsense
tired.
here.
Yeah, you know. They just
Oh
need to
wow.
stop.
But
they
if
just need to
you're
stop.
good, baby,
Otherwise,
you're good. Don't be
it'll come.
sorry you were
It's been
perfect,
absolutely
baby.
awful for us, y'all. I know you've been getting it, CJ. I heard CJ was getting it some more today. I've been getting it.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's just not.
Oh, it's
I mean,
Nana
look, the
down
same
there.
people.
Love heart.
They need to
Everyone's
stop.
in a
Trust me.
pissy mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's in a pissy mood after what happened yesterday. They're going for anyone and everyone that has any boots on ground or has had any searching or has been, helping Seth or whichever way. CJ, I have seen the bullshit and it pisses me off because you are out there and you're doing, really hard work.
He
trying to
rides
find
around
Seth.
all day. He's not boots
But
on the
these
ground.
people just want to twist everything. I'm telling you, misery loves company.
I think
These are some really
even
miserable people.
even before that though, Sarah, like the people are up in arms, but it's even before people who before the stuff with Seth happened yesterday, it's been ongoing. And I
had to fucking stick up for excuse my words. I had to stick up for CJ. Was it yesterday? Because I'm like, y'all are putting him in danger. Like, let it, like, stop. Because they kept bringing up the Chris threatening him because he's gonna go on the part. They won't let that go. And I'm like, you guys need to stop. He's respectful. He's not like that. That's not what he's doing. He's out there looking for Sebastian. He's not
Respectful
He's
my
not trying
ass.
to harm anyone. But y'all are gonna get him harmed.
They
I
need to back
yes.
off. I'm just letting them know they need to back off because I'm in the battle of information and I know a hell of a lot more on them than they can ever get on me. So they need to stop
There's a
before
threat.
they
He's
lose some
talking about
shit and I'm just firing some
nonsense.
flares because it's getting annoying.
Right.
And
Yeah. There's
I
one
know
person that
I
pissed
know
me
a
off
hell of a
in
lot.
particular.
Yeah,
Because they were
quite a
trying to
bit
click
about a
up with
couple
you.
of them.
I've seen this one person that was trying to click up with you, and then they've been in your chat being nice, and now they're trashing on you. I'm like,
Yep.
Ain't that some shit?
I want to say this real quick, just please before I forget. It's the very people who are saying that they accuse other people. It's the very group of people that accuse creators of turning cases into shit shows and saying that people make it a circus. But it's actually those creators that are saying that are the ones that are actually creating the circus.
Right,
If
Kim.
you think about it, I'm gonna say it, the anti-tragedy type people, you guys cause more shit and drama than anybody in this on this platform.
Are you listening to yourself, blowjob, DJ
ones
Brittany?
that are talking, right? Like, look, the ones that are coming for you and me, because I'm on your panel, and CJ and Pascal and
No, because you
Fred,
doxed
all
the
of you.
bitch, Sarah.
Okay. Oh, you're over here talking about the parents, blah blah blah. Well, what are they doing? Lo and behold, they're trashing Seth. Same people.
Seth deserves it.
I've never heard.
I've been seeing. Yeah,
I haven't heard the Proudfoots trash like I have Seth today. The things I heard being said about Seth
We've
today.
never.
Oh my God.
We haven't
Talking
said anything completely horrible about Chris or Katie.
They were saying that Seth needed his ass beat and everything. It was horrible stuff. It's not okay.
It's horrible.
But real quick, Alma gifted 10 memberships and then she gifted 20 and she said, I guess we're all going to hell. So with that being said, Alma, thank you. I appreciate it. But seriously, I mentioned that, but that really does bother me because I'm passionate about Sebastian's case. I don't
because
see
it makes you
how
money, bitch.
that me getting memberships case. I just don't get that. I mean,
Oh, that's what it is. And if they knew that I knew what I know about them, they wouldn't be saying the shit that they're saying. Right now, I'm being cool giving them 150. I could have came out with shit a week ago.
It's just in my back pocket.
Really? Yep. Oh, it is. It's always in my back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is I don't have to peep a word. It's all their own words, and they're
Hey, look, we are 39 and 57 seconds into this and still nothing about Sebastian.
contradicting themselves, and I already have all of the stuff to show it. So I've been throwing out some flares. You know what I mean? They ain't talked about me very much, and they better not. But I'm telling you right now, I don't like it when bullies attack my friends because I feel like they're attacking me, and I go at them with the same ferocity that I do myself. So they need to chill the F out, because pretty soon, if they keep going on this, boy, you're way up there with your ego, but it's a mighty fall when you fall all the way down. Mighty fall.
Look at that
That's
ego.
so true. Well, I know one in particular is planning on focusing on you next.
Oh,
And
go
that's when
ahead.
all of it needs to
Oh,
go.
good. Oh, is it Lady LaDude? That one or which
No,
one?
it's
Do you hear that?
Dude looks like a lady.
Y'all hear that right there? Lady LaDude. They're talking about nonsense. This is the shit I called her out on. No, Wacky.
Okay, I need to know who that is.
The girl that cakes that. I don't wear makeup. Whatever that stuff is you put on your face to like blend your skin in.
Nonsense.
Whatever
Don't wear
that-
makeup
what's that
either.
makeup? Foundation. The lady that puts on way too much foundation.
Oh,
I don't.
She tries to cover it up, and it's not working too good.
She's beautiful.
I'm lost.
But
While all y'all sit there on panel.
You'd have to see. Well, if
not
you saw
on
her, I mean,
camera.
she comes on camera sometimes, and when you see her, you're like, "Whoa!" I just think of Aerosmith. Dude looks like a lady, and the dude, like, for real. Like, I mean, I'll show you a picture, and then with how angry she is, I thought she just was frustrated at the world because she didn't have a release, and then all of a sudden, I seen her husband pop in, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess you're not doing what you're supposed to do, buddy." There's different, there's the frustration can build up, and then they get upset or whatever. I hope she comes after me, because then this is gonna be fun. Please do. Please do. I can't wait, because the more she says about me, the more it's gonna screw her. Huh? Oh, I can't wait. When's this supposed to come out? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
good.
a little heads up there.
Good.
I just need people to stop. Like, stop.
Because
going
I know
after
so much about her. Oh,
one or two.
go ahead. Hold on one second. Let me look. Oh yeah, that's Lady LaDude. The first one is Lady LaDude. Yeah, that's
I knew
that's
it. I knew it.
That's
I knew
Lady
it.
LaDude. Yeah, that's Lady LaDude. And
knew
then
it.
her husband pops in, and I'm like,
So I
bro,
just
you ain't
kinda
doing
looked
what
like
you're
a
supposed to do, bro. You got to figure out something.
Lady
'Cause I'm sorry.
Yep,
If your dude, if your lady is that frustrated, it's on you, bro. Like, it's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you.
His words.
I'm sure he's happy she's taking it all out on everyone else and not
Yeah.
him. Shit.
And then the other one, I don't know how that would even work between her and her husband. I'm not sure.
Why you
want
I don't know how that works between her and her husband.
Lord, that's me, Happy Melancholy. Lord have mercy.
I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Nana? Oh my God, Happy Melancholy.
Does this sound like Blowjob Brittany is telling him to shut up or anything, or disappointed that he's doing it? Sound like that? Let somebody get on my panel and talk like that. You're gone, motherfucker. I would boot you in a heartbeat.
Holly said. Do you see what Happy Melancholy
Sorry,
said?
guys.
What?
Happy Melancholy. Look what she said. Oh my God. I'm dead. Look, Sarah.
You got to feel bad for Lady LaDude, though. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I listen. I know how hard it is for a woman. I know. I hear all the stories about it. I'm glad I don't have that problem. But it's like, damn, lady. It's like, damn, lady. Like, there's other ways to fix that. You know what I mean? There's other ways to fix that.
All right. Listen, guys. Honestly, we're about to get into it, but to be fair, we've been taking y'all. I've shared just a fragment of what I've been going through with these people. So,
when are they supposed to talk about me tomorrow? Because I can't wait. I'll get my shit ready tonight. I'll get my shit ready tonight.
Who would have thought I should have just went to CJ to begin with?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. These people, they have no idea what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? Like, I get information like this on every single person that I run into.
I already got some inside information. No one would believe I got. So
yeah.
Listen at them.
No, there's another one too.
And Brittany's allowing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
The other one, I call her Gammy. No,
they make it too easy.
One of them can't chase you, and the other one's a toothpick. So please.
Well, then there's one that can't pronounce words to save her life.
It's easy to talk behind a microphone. Say it to somebody's face, and it's a different story. I don't think her husband would come to me and say that shit. I guarantee you that.
I bet he would. Keyboard warrior.
I mean, she's man enough
motherfucker.
though for that.
I mean,
Don't
hey,
you either.
I ain't too far away. You know what I'm saying? I'm there every single day. Come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Come talk to me.
I'm sorry, Justice.
See how
Jarhead
tough you are
Jane.
then.
Jarhead Jane said I'm about to get her written up. I'm sorry. It's
Still
CJ's
nothing about
fault.
Sebastian.
All right, like in all seriousness though, like it's got to stop. This stuff's got to stop.
Yeah.
Or you know what? If you don't, I
Audacity.
promise you, and y'all, we're about to get into it, but I promise you that if something doesn't, if something's got to give, go again. There are people that will do this back and forth with you. We're not it. That's
Yeah,
not what
you
we're
are.
interested in. That's
Or
not
you
what we're
wouldn't be
here to
doing
do.
this,
But see, they
bitch.
got to use our name and go after us because it brings them numbers. I proved that yesterday. I showed
The
y'all.
audacity.
You know, when somebody goes from getting 200 views on a video
Hey, Miss
to
Chewy.
1,200 and 3,000 per, you know, it's a shame. You can walk proud with your head up that you got to go and talk trash about somebody to get big numbers. It's sick.
Audacity.
It's sick.
I can't wait.
Right,
And then
Wacky.
has
I
the
called
gall to
her out
put
on it.
the
Everybody
hotline
has.
for somebody who self, you know, who is for self-harm, scared they're going to self-harm. They got the hotline in their description.
Making fun of
And
nonsense
all
for
they do is
having the
trash people and
suicide
push them to that
hotline.
point. Mhm.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun. I can't wait till they make their videos. This is gonna be so fun. Because they have no idea what I have on
To be
there.
honest, yeah, that's how it goes.
Oh,
There's
I'm so
stuff in my
excited
back
now.
pocket too.
I'm so excited. I get
I've
to be a
dropped some
topic
breadcrumbs,
tomorrow.
but that's nothing.
You get to dox her?
All
Can't
right,
wait.
let's go ahead and see what Seth said to Peter Hyatt today because I haven't seen this yet. I've seen literally like maybe 3 minutes of it, so it'd be interesting to see. Fun like Christmas morning, Auntie Reese said.
There's nothing better than going after a bully. I'm just telling. It's like one of the most enjoyable things that I do is
Because you're the
there's a way
bully.
to be a human being and there's a way to not. And ever since I've been a little kid, I love being the person to make people wake up on how to be a good human being because they underestimate me and they don't know how I work and people find out. Sometimes most people pay attention to the flares like I'm putting out tonight, and some people don't. And those people that don't then quickly realize, oh
The
shit.
flares are the threats.
I've been dealing with this since I started my channel. I've had so many big name creators try and take me out and take me down.
None
I don't
do
even have a
hidden.
channel, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years.
Yeah. Then they mess around and they
Just
find out.
Sarah,
Real quick.
if
shut
you're
the
in a
fuck up.
community, which is sad because I'm in the community for missing persons. Period. Children, adults. Okay. If you're in this community for some reason, there's a competition, or oh, you don't do this right, or da 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 da. Work with me, not with her, or it's just all this weird shit. I don't know.
Hey, I'll stop that there because Sleuth Mom comes up there saying people's been going at her. Nobody was. People nonsensing who she was. And then yesterday, I believe it was, there was Sleuth Mom all up in the drama, Brittany's. Just saying. And look here. Then he posts this, that piece of shit. Look. This is on that piece of shit. He put, do better sleuthing. He posts this because the song Dude Looks Like a Lady. Look at all these fucking idiots. Y'all some lonely motherfuckers. At least he's boots on the ground. He don't even fucking get out of his vehicle. Say, dude looks like a lady. Trying to make it something it's not, really. Look this here, CJ. I just got into a showdown with Mr. or Miss, whatever her name is, the dude. Dude looks like a lady. But no, they wasn't trans bashing or being homophobic or nothing. That's the reason I walked away from Brittany and called her out. And at that time, me and Nonsense didn't even like each other. But right's right, wrong's wrong. Bingo, wacky. Bingo. And all them fucking idiots over there trying to justify it. Mm-hmm. Right, Buttercup. I agree, baby. Blows my fucking mind. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. Nonsense is out here doing the God's work. I'm telling you. Everybody wants to call her a bully. How is she a bully when she's using their own words? Using someone's own words and calling out their bullshit is not a bully. Wow, wacky. They're fucking idiots. I like Steven Tyler too, Miss Cheery. But they're using that to trans bash and shit. To a very beautiful woman. Trying to say she wore makeup and online she cracks me up. She licked a napkin and stuff and was scrubbing her face and shit. It's so funny. She don't wear makeup. She's naturally beautiful. While all these fuckers up here was trying to trash her looks, didn't even have their camera on. And CJ bought Brittany a new camera. Imagine that. That's why because he's throwing money and shit at her. Bingo, Kim. Using their own fucking words. Like I said, man, Nonsense, I don't know if she likes me now, but we're civil, but she don't like me. She's called me out on her channel before. And I appreciate it because when she done that, and I started watching her more and more, and she opened my eyes to a lot of shit. And it made me a better person because of her. I'm serious, y'all. Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a nightmare, and I'm here for it, Kim. I'm so here for it. No, Doohickey. Hold on, I'll show you her. No, not at all. She's not trans. Not at all. Hold on, I will show you, honey. She's gorgeous. She is good people, and I see that. Okay. This is the live nonsense done on them. You all go watch this. She's amazing. She calls it all out. I will drop the link to this live here. Yeah, so this here's her. There she is, for one. And she looks exactly like her picture there. Watch this.
Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope you guys are prepared for what is in store today. This will probably be a little bit of a longer one because, well, we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into it. Holy shit, there's a bunch of you here. There's no sound. So what we will be talking about is very unfortunate and it needs to be addressed and people need to understand what's going on. And we're going to talk about those who have promoted this person, those who stand next to this person, those that think this is all just fun and games. And we're just going to get into it. Hey, Mark, hey, Bo, Thor, PD, Claus. I'm going to try to scan this. Tara, as fast as I can. Penny, for your thoughts. Hello. I don't know what you're talking about, Teresa. Hey, Teresa, Arctic Fox, Miss Brittany. Oh, okay, we got it. Okay, y'all ready? We're going to start with Brittany J from last night. And then we're going to work ourselves into, today will be mostly about CJ. But CJ decided to take panel over at Brittany J's last night, and you're going to hear what he had to say. So we're going to work ourselves from
She's talking about the panel I just showed y'all.
Focused on CJ, the distractions, the deflection, the chaos that CJ from CJ's crime concepts creates, and those he associates with. Hey, Jen. Hey, Miss Leah. Hey, DBS. Okay, we're ready to go. Buckle up, y'all, because you guys are going to love this one. All right, we're at the 29-minute mark. This is when CJ comes up.
All right.
By the way, this all falls under fair use. This is based on my opinion of the BS that they do out here publicly. This is for entertainment and educational purposes on how much the exploitation of these victims is done by YouTube creators like these people. We will be pausing and doing all the things, of course.
That's like in my car, like falling all over the place.
Oh,
I have to move that stuff.
right. Poor Nana.
I'm going to speed it up.
Okay.
And then I'll slow it down.
Oh.
Sorry, y'all. Me embarrassed my damn self. No, there's a power strip under my desk. And it's the dumbest thing I could have ever done. I plugged my lamp. It's got my lamp, my laptop charger, all of that plugged up to it. And I'll kick it with my foot and like it'll just go dark in here, completely dark.
Thank you,
I
Pete.
hate when you have that button on it, right? And you bump it. Yeah,
Yes,
I was hearing the beeping again.
Phone problems. Miss O. Miss O. So it totally was you.
I guess because I couldn't get you guys in.
Really good idea.
Good video.
Just happened to watch it.
It was great. That's how I got to it. Yeah, I had
Revival. It's all coming up. You're going to hear it all. Don't worry. That's why my camera's off for a minute. But you'll see.
Can you guys hear me now? Really good.
Okay. Sorry. Miss O has been a member for 12 months. She said, whoop, whoop. My first anniversary.
My 15-minute break on you.
Thank you for all you do promoting and registered sex offender. Yeah, great look, huh? We'll get into all that.
Oh. It was only 15 minutes, but I thought you when I got home.
Hey, NS, you guys, I've realized I've missed some of these things coming in recently. If I've missed you and not thanked you, please understand. I appreciate everything. KNS, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana, y'all. And yes, this one is going to be rough. Heavy trigger warning.
Thank you. I appreciate that no matter what.
Hey, NorCal Jim. Good to see you. Muffy Donovan, she just gifted a membership. Thank you, Muffy. Y'all, I'm Lucifer for having membership gifts. I just want to let you guys know that. I'm an evil Elvira. How dare I have membership gifts? First, it was
Nobody gives a shit about your membership gifts. At least I don't. I could care less.
PayPal and Cash App. Now that I don't really say much about that, my memberships are an issue. So next, I don't know. Let's say I do without memberships, and the next thing.
This is a true dry bag. Nobody's talked about that. I have heard. I've never talked about her having gifted memberships. I don't care. It's the way she goes about doing it all. Just like this, once again, it's the whole fucking way she goes about it.
Be breathing entirely. So anyway, thank you, Muffy Donovan, for giving a membership. Welcome to the great team who I was gifted. So how's it going, CJ? Are you been on the ground?
I'm just there since they're watching your show. They might not want to keep saying shit because one of their little groups is the one that gave somebody some false information. So they might want to shut up.
I would suggest you probably watch the veiled threats that you're about to make, but go ahead, let's go. And I don't know who he's addressing right at this moment because I'm not a part of any groups. I stand on my own. You notice that there's not all these live streams firing up to defend nonsense because I stand very firm with my Islanders. I don't need people to run in and white knight for me and take up for me. And I don't need to panel hop and try to get everybody on my side. That's not how I work. That's never how I ever worked.
I'm just saying. I just know a hell of a lot. So they need to quit talking because it'll just be good for them. I'm doing good. I'm just tired. Yeah, you know. They just need to stop. Yeah, they just need to stop. Otherwise, it'll come.
It's been absolutely awful for us, y'all. I know you've been getting it, CJ. I heard CJ was getting some more today.
Exactly. What will come, CJ? What will come? I don't know who you're threatening here, but what's going to come? By the way, for any of you in the back that can't unplug your ears, go check my background. I ran it on my own on live stream. Go check when I showed my fingerprint card. What are you going to do, big boy? Talk some more trash that you can't back up?
Hey, I've been getting it. Yeah, everybody. It's just not. I mean, look, these
everyone's in a pissy mood. Yeah, everyone's in a pissy mood after what happened yesterday. That they're going for anyone and everyone that has any boots on the ground or has had any searching or has been, helping Seth or whichever way. But CJ, I have seen the bullshit and it pisses me off because you are out there and you're doing, really hard work trying to find Sebastian. But these people just want to twist everything. I'm telling you, Misery Loves Company. I think people.
Good for you, Jonathan. Do you also love Brothers Underwater Recovery, who's a registered sex offender? That CJ promoted.
Even before that, though, Sarah, the people are up in arms, but it's even before people who, before the stuff with Seth happened yesterday, it's been ongoing. And I had to stick up for, excuse my words. I had to stick up for CJ.
You guys can play with these people all you want. They're not going to hurt my feelings. So let them look like the fools they are. Let them commentate. Feel free.
Because of yesterday, because I'm like, y'all are putting him in danger. Stop. Because, they kept bringing up the Chris threatening him because he's going to go on the, they won't let you.
Putting him in danger. Oh, here we go again.
And I'm like, you guys need to stop. He's respectful. He's not like that. That's not what he's doing. He's out there looking for Sebastian. He's not trespassing. He's not trying to harm anyone. But y'all are going to get him harmed.
They need to back off. I'm just letting them know they need to back off because I'm in the battle of information and I know a hell of a lot more on them than they can ever get on me. So they need to stop before they lose some shit. And I'm just firing some flares because.
Okay, you're firing flares, huh? Who are you giving this warning shot to? Because frankly, you ain't gonna do shit to me. Let's get that clear. I'm not the one you're gonna play with or threaten out here, little bitch. Truthfully, straight up, probably the stupidest thing you could do. And by the way, pull all of the information you want to pull. Pull everything. It's already been done. You forget Molly Golightly handed off my background information to anybody and everybody. Veda Jade has a whole file. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Got a question? Ask away. But you ain't gonna intimidate me or threaten me.
Because it's getting annoying. And
Yeah,
I know a hell of a lot. Yeah.
Because they were
Quite a
trying
bit
to click
about a
up with
couple
you.
of them.
I've seen this one person that was trying to click up with you, and then they've been in your chat being nice, and now they're trashing on you. I'm like,
Yep.
take that.
That's not me.
I want to say this real quick, just please, before I forget. It's the very people who are saying that they accuse other people. It's the very group of people that accuse creators of turning cases into shit shows and saying that people make it a circus. But it's actually those creators that are saying that are the ones that are actually creating the circus. If you think about it, I'm gonna say the anti-tragedy type people, you guys cause more shit and drama than anybody on this platform.
They just might not want to be too
ones that are talking. Right, look, the ones that are coming.
CJ's over here making all these veiled threats like he is somebody. By the way, Blowhorn Betty called me on the phone and made a veiled threat too. Ask her how that worked out for her.
Girl, you and me come on your panel, and CJ and Pascal and Trev, just all of you guys. Okay. Oh, you're over here talking about the parents, blah blah blah. Well, what are they doing? Lo and behold, they're trashing stuff. Same people.
I've never heard.
I've been seeing. Yeah,
I haven't heard of Proudfoot's trash like I have Steph today. The things I heard being said about Steph
we've
today,
never.
oh my God.
We haven't heard anything completely horrible about Chris or Katie.
They were saying that Steph needed his ass beat and everything. It was horrible stuff. It's not
It's horrible.
But real quick, first Alma gifted 10 memberships, and then she gifted 20, and she said, "I guess we're all going to hell." So with that being said, Alma, thank you, I appreciate it. But seriously, I mentioned that, but that really does bother me because I'm passionate about Sebastian's case.
You're passionate about the misinformation you put out. That's very easy to see.
I don't see how that.
She's passionate about the money she
does
gets.
something to
I haven't heard anybody complain.
disrespect Sebastian's case.
Except for when you're in there trying to get a gifted membership for Seth, the parent of a missing child. That's cringe as fuck.
I just don't get that.
They're just mad that they don't get the support that we get because we're about a different vibe.
Right.
We're gonna talk about the support you get and the support you give, CJ. We're gonna talk about that and your big boots on the ground. Don't worry.
It's gotta be. I mean,
Well, that's what it is. And if they knew that I knew what I know about them, they wouldn't be saying the shit that they're saying. Right now, I'm being cool giving them 150. I could have came out with shit a week ago.
It's just in my back pocket.
I really? Yep. Oh, it is.
He's giving us 150, friends. This is CJ's 150. Veiled threats and a little crybaby bitch boy. Cool.
It's always in my back pocket. And the thing is I don't have to keep a word. It's all their own words, and they're contradicting themselves. And I already have all of this stuff to show it. So I've been.
And that's exactly what nonsense is doing to you, motherfucker. Your own word.
But I'm telling you right now, I don't like it when bullies attack my friends because I feel like they're attacking me, and I go at them with the same ferocity that I do myself. So they need to chill the F out, because pretty soon, if they keep going on this, boy, you're way up there with your ego. But it's a mighty fall when you fall all the way down.
I don't think my ego is the one that needs checked there, CJ. I'm not out here making
Ain't
veiled
it,
threats or anything.
CJ? You're about ready to fall, baby.
How you
Then we
exploit a missing
can
child
talk
for
about
clicks
that.
and views and building your channel.
Mighty fall.
that's so true.
Yeah, I know one in particular is planning on focusing on you next.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, good. Oh, is it Lady Ladude?
Oh, here we go. And of course, Sarah's talking about me now. Thank you, Wee, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Here we go. Buckle up, friends. And those of you that know me know that this isn't going to bother me, but this is going to offend some of you. So please be mindful of that, because you guys are more protective of me than I am of myself at times.
I wonder.
No,
Dude looks like a lady.
Okay, I need to know who that is.
The girl that cakes that. Okay, I don't wear makeup. Whatever that's.
So he's talking about me. This
Watch
girl
this.
right here.
I
The
love
girl
her.
Here, let's let him finish this. Well, you look at my face.
Stuff is you put on your face to like blend your skin in.
Mhm.
Whatever that. What's
Foundation?
Foundation. The lady that puts on way too much foundation.
Okay, so he's talking about me. There ain't no filter on this. There's no fucking foundation
I
on this
fucking love
face.
her.
Not 1 second. And by the way, I'm all female. But let's keep going because it's going to get way worse.
She tries to cover it up.
And let's say this very clearly. Even if I was transgender, what the fuck does it matter? You transphobic piece of garbage. Show us who you really are, CJ, because you're going to give everybody a perfect display while condoning and buddying up with an RSO.
And it's not working too good.
I'm lost.
But-
Gotcha.
But you'd have to see. Well, if you saw her, I mean, she comes on camera sometimes, and when you see her, you're like, whoa! I just think Aerosmith dude looks like a lady, and the dude, like, for real, like, I mean, I'll show you a picture.
He just thinks of me like Aerosmith. Dude looks like a lady.
And then with how angry she is, I thought.
Okay. All right. For those of you that think that they might be talking about somebody else, go check the chat. Brittany's going to pin a comment here in a minute that proves what I'm talking about.
Frustrated at the world because she didn't have a release, and then all of a sudden I seen her husband pop in, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you're not doing what you're supposed to do, buddy.
By the way, Kyle, my Kyle, he would just laugh at you because he's actually a man with a real job that goes out and works every fucking day for his family. He's a real man. He would hurt your feelings if he actually paid attention or gave a shit enough about you.
There's, the frustration can build up, and then they get upset or whatever. I hope she comes after me, because then, this is gonna be fun. Please do.
CJ.
Please do. I can't wait, because the more she says about me, the more it's gonna screw her. Huh? Oh, I can't wait. When's this supposed to come out? Oh, good.
Exactly, Doohickey.
You're getting your hot seat right now.
Look how beautiful she is. I wish I had her tits.
Because I know so much about her. Oh,
One or two.
go ahead.
What do you know about me? What do you know about me, CJ? What do you know? Go ahead and spin all the lies you want. Feel free. Spin away.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me look. Oh yeah, that's Lady Ladude. The first one is Lady
Yes.
Ladude. Yeah, that's
I knew
that's
it. I knew it.
That's
I knew
Lady
it.
Ladude. Yeah, that's Lady Ladude. And then
knew
her
it.
husband pops in, and I'm like,
I
bro,
thought
you
you
ain't
kinda
doing what
looked
you're
like
supposed to do.
That's
bro. You
all
gotta
she
figure out
wants,
something.
Buttercup.
if your lady is that frustrated, it's on you, bro. Like it's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you.
I'm sure he's happy she's taking it all out on everyone else and not
Yeah.
him. Shit.
And then the other one, I don't know.
Trust me, Kyle is treated very well. Yesterday, I spent all day baking Kyle treats: a cheesecake, cinnamon rolls, banana bread brownies with brown butter frosting. When's the last time any of you dumb bitches have taken care of your man?
I don't know how that would even work between her and her husband. I'm not sure.
And I'm not talking to the chat. I'm talking to these idiots right here.
I would want it.
I don't know how that works between her and her husband.
Lord, that's me, happy melancholy. Lord, have mercy.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Nana? Oh my God, look what happy melancholy said. Do you see what happy melancholy said?
What?
Happy melancholy. Look what she said. Oh my God. Look,
This
there.
proves they were talking about her. Look,
You got to feel bad for Lady Lagoon, though. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, listen, I know.
because people call her Contessa.
I know. I hear all the stories.
Oh, Buttercup, I love you.
It's like, damn, lady, like, there's other ways to fix that. You know what I mean? There's other ways to fix that.
Fix what? What am I supposed to be fixing here? You're talking about my look, saying like I look like a dude, being transphobic as hell. What are you trying to get me to fix? Just wait.
Listen, guys, honestly, we're about to get into it, but to be fair, we've been taking y'all. I've shared just a fragment of what I've been going through with these people. So
when are they supposed to talk about me tomorrow? Because I can't wait. I'll get my shit ready tonight. I should have
just went to CJ to begin with.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. These people, they have no idea what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? Like I get information.
No idea what you're capable of. Another veiled threat. Transphobia and veiled threats towards a female who's calling you out on your bitch boy behavior. Okay, cool. That's a you thing again, not a me thing. Sounds like you're really insecure.
I'm like this on every single person that I run into.
I already got some inside information. No one would believe I got. So
you gonna call my daddy too, Sarah? You gonna call my mommy?
All about the money, dude. He gets all
What
they
you gonna
care
do?
about over there.
He didn't get any inside information. I ran my full fucking background on live in front of everybody when I was stopped. The only thing that I have in my background is a bankruptcy. Why do you want to play dirty games? I could care less about you, especially Sarah. You're just a dumb mouth that doesn't even know what's coming out of it. Brittany, I could care less about her personal. Why are you digging into mine? Why are you worried about my personal life? Because I'm talking about the words you put online. Keep showing yourself.
Yeah. No, there's another one too.
That's for legal purposes, of course.
Is it more?
But yeah,
the other one I call her Gammy. No,
they make it too easy.
One of them can't chase you, and the other one's a toothpick. So please.
Well, then there's one that can't pronounce words to save her life.
It's easy to talk behind a microphone. Say it to somebody's face, and it's a different story. I don't think her husband would come to me and say that shit. I guarantee you that.
My Kyle would absolutely say it to your face after he helped you back up off the floor. Absolutely. In fact, you're lucky I'm doing this without him here, because otherwise he don't take kindly to this. But he knows that I can handle my own. Keep on though.
I mean, she's man enough though for that.
I mean, hey, I ain't too
I'm man enough now.
far away. You know what I'm saying? I'm there every single day. Come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Come talk to me.
I'm sorry, Justice. Sorry,
Jane.
Jane said I'm about to get her written up. Sorry. It's CJ's fault. All right, like in all seriousness though, like
she's very stunning.
Or you know what? If you don't, I promise you, and y'all, we're about to get into it, but I promise you that if something doesn't, if something's got to give, go get. There are people that will do this back and forth with you. We're not it.
You wouldn't even been mentioned today had this not happened. And talking about CJ, this is perfect intro. You're welcome.
That's not what we're interested in. That's not what we're here to do. But see, they got to use our name and go after us because it brings them numbers. I proved that yesterday.
Oh, she proved that. You know what? Thank you for the views. Thank you. Oh, Sandra, I would thank you so much for becoming a member and for the super chat. I was on the fence because I was so upset about people shaming her about her looks. Why, bitch? Why? Just wait. She'll admit that I don't do that.
I showed y'all. You know, when somebody goes from getting 200 views on a video to 1,200 and 3,000 per.
Again, I talk about all sorts of stuff. It varies on my views. Nobody gives a shit. Truthfully, I sure as hell don't. But if you want to thank you for the views because people can't stand you, thanks.
Or you know, it's a shame. You can walk proud with your head.
I know.
Talk trash about somebody to get big numbers. It's sick. It's sick.
I can't wait.
And then has the gall to put the hotline for somebody who who is self-harm, scared.
It's called suicide. It's called the suicide hotline. You're so immature you can't even talk about it in the correct terms. It's called suicide.
They're going to self-harm. They got the hotline in their description.
I sure as hell do. Yep, I absolutely do. Because the way you push victims that are going through their tragic times, yep, I do. And there's many people in this country every single day dealing with mental health struggles. Absolutely, I do.
All they do is trash people and push them to that point.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. I can't wait till they make their videos. This is going to be so fun.
So BJ Trash is nonsense for having the suicide hotline.
What do you have on
her
CJ?
page?
Show us. Because guarantee if Molly Golightly could have found a goddamn thing, Spanky or LB, that would have been out there. She even had her, what's his name? The world's most dangerous man go through my background check. Yeah, we've shown all that too. What do you got on me? Because you don't got shit. I'm employed. My husband owns a business. It's licensed and insured. People already tried to fuck with that. That's already been dealt with. My kids aren't content. I don't use them for content. My 21-year-old daughter comes in here occasionally. What do you got? Because you ain't got shit. Because Kyle or I, neither one have backgrounds. We don't do shit. We struggle like the rest of the United States. Big fucking deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh,
There's
I'm so
stuff in my
excited
back
now.
pocket too.
I'm so excited. I get
I've
to get
dropped some
topics,
breadcrumbs,
bro.
but that's nothing.
Look at his little giddy ass over there thinking he's got something.
All right, now let's go ahead and see what Seth said to Peter Hyatt today, because I haven't seen this yet. I've seen literally like maybe 3 minutes of it. So it'd be interesting to see. Fun like Christmas morning, Auntie Reese said.
There's nothing better than going after a bully. I'm just telling. It's like one of the most enjoyable things that I do is because there's a way to be a human being and there's a way to not. And ever since I've been a little kid, I love being the person to make people wake up on how to be a good human being.
Oh yeah, you make people wake up and learn how to be a good human being. Okay.
Because they don't.
That's why you hang out with RSOs. Cool. And by the way, if you haven't seen that yet, buckle up because I'm going to show you factually his alignment with an RSO.
They underestimate me, and they don't know how I work, and people find out. Sometimes most people pay attention to the flares like I'm putting out tonight, and some people don't, and those people that don't then quickly realize, oh
No, I toss gasoline. I ain't scared of you or anybody else.
shit, and then they back off. I've been dealing with this since I started my channel.
The difference between you little whiny bitches is that I keep it on YouTube. I don't have to dig into your world. I don't want to know anything about either one of you personally. Don't give two shits. I can keep it to YouTube. You're just showing you can't.
I've had so many content creators try and take me out and take me down.
I don't even have a channel, and I've been done with this for 2 years.
Yeah, then they mess around and they find out real quick.
If you're in
It's because of your mouth. It's because of your mouth. Nobody gives a shit.
a community, which is sad because I'm in the community for missing persons, period. Children, adults. Okay. If you're in this community, for some reason, it's always competition, or oh, you don't do this right, or
By the way, I'm going to do this one time and one time only for all of you in the back who think that this is harming my feelings. He makes some statement, we might have missed it already, about how a husband needs to basically slap the curves or pick up folds or some shit like that, making it sound like I am this huge woman. There you go. There's a full body shot since you obviously need it. Now, continue on. My chair's stuck on the carpet. Fucking idiots.
The dad worked with me, not with her, or it's just all this weird shit. I don't understand it. I think people should unite, and if they don't agree, fine, agree to disagree.
We are much more powerful coming together.
Let me tell you one thing, CJ. Coming from a real woman, my curves, my big old booty, my natural form, I haven't had a single bit of work done. You'd never have the pleasure of touching something like this. So keep with your blow up doll and save us real women for the real men. Maybe someday you'll get there.
Think of this, especially when it comes to like victims and stuff, we are stronger together than we ever.
And don't sit here and tell us that. Yeah, and don't sit here and tell us that we're doing wrong by pointing out facts that we see, that experts see after we say it.
We're just
and then go over.
People aren't pointing out the facts that you're picking out, Sarah, especially experts. That's just not how this works. Have you heard yourself?
There and then trash stats, even worse.
Okay, I'll go back to nonsense here in a minute, but I want to show you what this dude looks like that's trashing her. Yeah, enough of him, but look. Lord.
It's like 1,000 times worse than they're saying we're doing.
Yeah. Hey, Luke, Mom, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Disclaimer, I don't even know who this woman is that pops on panel, so she's not talking about me because I've never even seen her before, so that's here nor there. Don't have a clue who she is. Don't know if she has a channel. I couldn't tell you the slightest, so she's not talking about a video I did because I don't even know who she is.
My friend.
Okay.
I just wanted to grab the link first.
Love you,
because
Buttercup.
I
Get some
somehow
rest,
have
baby.
gotten drug into a video against you. And I went to publicly.
Sleuth Mom has not been drug into
Brittany gets to
anything.
survive after my bedtime. Like that has always been a thing. I have no issues with you, Brittany. I could care less what you talk about on your channel. I support absolutely everybody on this platform who wants to cover true crime and do these cases. Every single one of us has a different approach and a different way of doing things. I am sick and tired of the complete and total utter bullcrap hate piles that are going on.
You mean the misinformation that people continue to put out in an active case? Yeah, it is really disgusting. I agree with that.
On every single one of these channels, and the complete
and piling on the parents when there's no proof to back up that either one of them have been, none of them have been convicted, charged with anything other, any crime. Not one set.
Utter, like, I don't know, the attempts to control every single person out there. It's
Sleuth Mom, you really ain't got no fucking room to talk. Set up her like you're fucking holier than ever. You was the one having an affair on your husband with the same guy that stalked and harassed me for months on here. You forget about that, don't you? You remember I'll Be Frank, the one you was romancing behind the scenes from your husband? Fuck out.
really freaking sickening. I'm not saying that it's one channel over another, but
oh shit, I missed something really quick. Alyssa, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. And Janice
It's
from Accounting says
facts,
we are going
Meg.
to unite to get
Facts.
laws changed so you can't continue making a living exploiting missing children. And that's fact. That is fact. We're going to continue to do that. Hey, everybody coming in. Oh, Helen, I've missed you. You came back on the perfect one.
do not, everybody listening that's going to click this and all the crap, do not pull me into your bullcrap.
Guys.
Do not try to pin me against other creators in a non-existent fight that I don't have with them. I have no issue with Brittany J. Leave me out of your crap. Leave.
That means you don't have a problem with misinformation. Okay. Again, I don't even know who this is.
Me out of it. I will strike every single person who uses even a second of my content.
I'll leave that be, but
nobody
stay away
gives a
from me.
fuck
Leave me out
about
of
your
the crap.
content.
But anyways, I just wanted to come up here and say, I do not have an issue with you. I have no problems being associated with you. Your fight is with.
If you don't have a problem being associated with what you just heard, the transphobia, the misinformation, and the veiled threats towards a female who has done nothing, especially to the little bitch, besides call.
See, that's exact. This here, I supported Brittany up until this. I walked away from it whenever she done this shit, and I called her out, as y'all seen. I can't support this.
Call him a little bitch and point out the misinformation and the harm that he's doing in these active cases while crying like a little bitch. If you don't have a problem with the transphobia in itself or the racism remarks, that's on you. Not my day to care.
Whoever, I don't even understand it, to be completely honest.
I wish I did too.
They did the same thing with me.
A long time ago. I'm not going.
I'm not sure what the racism is, but I believe it is because Brittany calls Native Americans Indians and stuff. I'm not sure, but I think that's what that is. Megs, there's no way I could support it. No fucking way I could support anyone that let this go on. Does she ever try to stop it or say, that's wrong, CJ, that's not nice or anything? No, she didn't. It's bringing her views and money.
Back, you know, so but I just had to come up here and say that because I'm just like,
The account's named Sleuth Mom. Again, I don't know nothing about her. This is the first time I've ever even seen her channel or anybody on a panel, so I don't know what she's referencing.
I'll just say something before you go, because honest to God, Sleuth, I think I have like some form of PTSD, because I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what video you're talking about, but when you asked for the link, because I haven't seen you in a
You
while,
got no
and my
fucking
heart kinda jumped up, and I was
PTSD.
like, oh, God.
Ms. King, welcome to the cabana, and thank you so much, Wendy. You guys, just in case you need a new spatula, you know, for cookies or foundation. Thank you. I should pull out a picture when Kenzie did my makeup. I didn't even look like myself when I have makeup on. You guys wouldn't recognize me. It was like a trip looking in the mirror. It is shocking when I do wear makeup.
I thought you were mad at me too.
No, and see, I didn't even see the video. It happened a couple weeks ago, and it just now got brought to my attention where it's like, why are you being included in this video against Brittany? And I'm like, I have no freaking clue. That's a good question. And like, I'm just done. I'm done with it. Do not lump me in with your crap against somebody. I have no issues with anybody on this channel, except for the ones who want to sit there and spread love, not hate, while they dogpile on everybody and freaking attack the father because he's not donating enough money to the reward fund or whatever. Like, don't come here with this hateful crap. Don't do it. Don't drag me into it.
I don't even, this is irrelevant to anything with me because I don't talk about the parents. None of the parents have been charged with anything. Yeah, there's inconsistencies across the board, but
that's it. Sorry, you're able to do it, but I think it's because
I wish more people were like you. I wish more people were like you, honestly, because a lot of there are people that are fine with me, but they're afraid to voice it, you know. And so,
and yes, thank you guys for all the compliments. I really appreciate it. That's not why I did this. That's not why I stood up. I have nothing to prove to these random people. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you're 600 pounds. You need to be comfortable in your skin. Little peons like this, when they don't have anything factual to say, they take low jabs. They do the transphobia. They do the racist shit. They go that low. They talk about the personal stuff, digging into people's personal backgrounds. They make veiled threats. I don't have to do that. And I'm also not, none of these guys are doing anything for me that I'm concerned about. I'm 41 years old. My body has been through hell and back because of medical shit. None of these people are going to ever cut me down. I look in the mirror every day. I know what I look like. And I want every one of you to know that you're beautiful. I don't have to cut Brittany's looks, and I don't do it. I said she was a jump scare and she changed her profile picture. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you 1,000 times over. I didn't even know about that video, but you know I've always adored you. I think you're great. I appreciate what you do. You know, so just thank you. That you don't know. Sometimes I need stuff like that, and just to have a creator come up and be like, "Hey, we're good." You know, I'm not. Thank you. That's just all I'll say is thank you.
No problem. All right, you guys get back to your life. Sorry about
that. Have a good night. Thank you, Sleuth Mom.
Good night, Sleuth.
I find it ironic though that she hopped up during transphobic raid. Yeah, I'll leave it be.
That happened to me too. I had somebody come in my show a few months ago and was there for a couple of days. They were like, "I can't believe you were saying something about Brittany and what you guys are fighting." And I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck are you?"
What?
And that's when I reached out to you a long time ago on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like, I've never said anything bad about you. I don't have any ill feelings. Like, yeah, go look in your Facebook." It's like way long ago.
Wow.
Same thing. Yeah, like people were coming in.
Well, that's what they do. They try to drag you into it, and then hope she sees it and doesn't understand it, and then there's a big fuss. You know what I mean? What they do?
Yeah.
Can y'all get Sleuth Mom's link, please, and drop it in chat? Guys, y'all, I'm telling you, y'all heard it for yourself. This woman is not for drama, and I know most of you guys aren't either. So, if you want to go to a source of who is doing it for the kids.
Okay, I'm going to stop that just a second as I have a clip that I clipped. It's Speed Talker, Shannon, because it's sped up. That's why. This is a clip after Brittany got called out and people left on this. It's on my phone. That's why I'm just going to let you all listen. Listen. Hold on.
The emotions. I would say no. It hasn't affected my son's use. Here's what I'm getting from
Let's listen to the beginning of that again. Because that's mainly what I want y'all to hear. She knows it's not right.
CJ
It wasn't so nice, Brittany. Why didn't you stop it and shut it down? That's your panel. You're responsible for what your panel does. So set the fuck down, bitch.
And for the missing. CJ is CJ's Crime Concepts. He built a channel trying to do Idaho 4 content, didn't get very far, then started doing boots on the ground stuff like JLR and driving around, parking in parking lots, searching things that had already been searched by reputable search organizations and grifting like a motherfucker off of missing children and also Riley Strain. That's where he got his start, was filming that stuff. But we're going to talk about who he associates with, because one of the search organizations that he has buddied up with is an actual RSO. And I'm going to show you that, detail it, because I think it's people need to be aware that when we have RSOs out here searching for missing children, there's a problem. And when people like this are promoting him, there's an issue. And it's all been laid out for us. We're going to look at it.
Sleuth Mom is definitely one of them. I love her. I haven't been to her channel in a little while because of the drama. I just didn't want to.
And if anybody questions what an RSO is, registered sex offender.
You know, you just don't know. You know, there's people that'll turn on you in the drop of a dime, and you just don't know. So I wasn't sure if I was welcome, but she's absolutely an awesome creator. And yeah, we need more of that, because she's right. It's senseless. And it's like she said, she don't even know why these people, keep doing this. It just doesn't, I don't know. I'm just happy. It feels
Yes,
like
they don't.
just
Hickey.
Oh, the tide's going to turn. Trust and believe. Everybody's going to realize how transphobic your panel is. Absolutely. The tide's going to turn, because I'm not the only one that's going to talk about this trust and belief, because people don't take kindly to transphobia. It is 2024. You need to understand that who gives a shit what they do with their life. This is the most, I'm more offended for anybody that is transgender, because this is such a fucking disgusting display of how immature and uneducated they are. And they're covering missing children cases and mocking anybody that's transgender.
Creators starting to stand up and speak out against it. It just means it does something, because especially when you've been somebody long suffering through this, like I have and so many others. Yeah, people
fucking, you need a violin.
Should not police what others talk about online and then turn around and then go and bash Seth way worse than we've ever said anything.
Didn't do that
poorly about Proud Princess. It's crazy. You do need thick skin, Karen. You absolutely need thick skin. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. A weak person couldn't do this. Mm-hmm. I tell my mods this all the time.
You're doing it, and you're sure as hell weak. You're showing us that
the time. I tell my mods, if God forbid, if I was weak, I would have. This stuff will push somebody, because I don't know that necessarily. Well, yeah, some of the content I showed y'all yesterday, where
sadly that doesn't even surprise me anymore after hearing this today. Doesn't surprise me.
Completely.
Here's the sad fishing.
They call me ugly. They put bad pictures of me all over the.
Lady LaDude.
No, so I don't have to get into her. I don't think she's look shaming so much.
Lady LaDude, and she confirms that me, this bitch right here, me, Becky, all me, doesn't look shame her, but she sits here and lets him call me Lady LaDude. Again, I could give two fucks less about what CJ thinks about my looks. Have you seen Kyle? I'm not complaining in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, interesting, huh?
That's more of another creator's deal. But it's her group. It is Lady. It's her group of people. So
where hubby's got to lift a pancake or something?
No, it's
hubby's got to lift a pancake. Let me do this one more time for those in the back that might have missed it and me getting stuck on my fucking chair.
Fat shaming her.
I am 142 pounds, you dumb fuck. I'm 5'3", all natural, every fucking bit of it. What the fuck is the difference? I have a fupa cam for a fucking reason, because women need to feel confident in their skin, no matter what.
Y'all, I about fucking died when she said I got a fupa cam for a reason. Let's listen to that again. She said I got a fupa cam for a reason.
Getting stuck on my fucking chair. I am 142 pounds, you dumb fuck. I'm 5'3", all natural, every fucking bit of it. What the fuck is the difference? I have a fupa cam for a fucking reason, because women need to feel confident in their skin, no matter what your size is. No matter what. Molly did the same stupid bullshit and constantly cut on other women's looks. Every single one of you could be beautiful, except panels like this, the ugliness radiates from inside out. It don't matter what you look like out here. The ugliness is pouring out your pores. That's a you problem. Your insecurities aren't on the rest of us. Stop trying to cut on women's looks. It makes you look real stupid. We are all grown-ass women. We are all, should be, comfortable in our bodies. Every one of you in the comment section is beautiful in your own way. Embrace your fucking bodies. Don't listen to shit like this, because these people are
Amen nonsense.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, let me know, because I'll add those to my list too.
I show my fupa tour.
Well, that was so nice of Sleep Mom. I appreciate it very much.
I show my fupa.
Yeah, come up on panel too. That's
Yeah.
very, very respectful.
But okay, let's go ahead and get into this. I think what I am going to do though is
You're lucky my ass hasn't came on here in a bikini yet. I hate wearing clothes. It's fucking hot here in Arizona. Okay, I've saved you guys. Like, this shit is so immature, but I wanted to show you CJ. The true CJ is coming out in full effect.
Because they're going to say I never want to mix drama with these cases.
Right, Megs. Real men don't do
its own
that.
little segment, because I actually think the stuff we talked about is vital. So I'm going to click this part, make it.
She thinks being transphobic, spreading transphobia is vital. She thinks that this should be its own segment, because hell yeah, she stands firmly on letting people be transphobic on her panel. Cool.
Its own little segment.
Yep,
And then,
she didn't stop it.
But let's see what Seth has to say, because this man has been raked over the coals today. I don't even want to repeat some of the things I've heard said about him.
Chris and Katie have been raked over the coals ever since Sebastian went missing, you bitch.
You guys are so good for the confidence boost.
Reaching 2 months becomes much more difficult for anyone to hold on to hope that way. While I was getting set to this.
Okay, I can't listen to Peter Hyatt one more fucking time. Yep. And that's that. That's what I walked away from with Brittany. Meg, she's very strong, and she sticks up for other people a lot too. She does. That's what people are pissed at you for, Brittany J, or blowjob, as I say. But you allowed it to go on in your panel. If it was wrong, then like the next day, you should have came on there and made a public apology to Nonsense for that. But you didn't. You justified it. Correct, EW, correct. Just Nonsense helped me turn myself around this past week. Right, Doohickey. They're trash over there. And y'all seen what that little pipsqueak motherfucker looks like. Ladies, men, anybody, don't ever let anyone make you feel like shit for your looks, your weight, or anything. Never. Because some of these people need to fucking eat crayons, or eat makeup, I mean, so they can be pretty on the inside. You will never be anything when you try to dim someone else's shine to try to make yourself shine brighter. No, it'll never work. She knows, Megs. I told her. It's not right. It's not right. And thank God nonsense is strong enough to not let any of that bother her, you know? And like Brittany said, some people aren't that strong. And that's exactly why Nonsense has the suicide hotline on her channel that Brittany was making fun of. That blows my mind. Brittany made fun of Nonsense for having that on her channel. Fucking serious? Makes some sense. Well, that's about all I have. I just wanted to get that out there about Cleo and don't judge the parents without facts. And every time I go live, Brittany, I will broadcast your fuck shit. I will. I don't care. You can come at me, honey. Because let me tell you, I've been doxxed from here to high heaven. I've been accused of killing my stepson, all kinds of shit. When my stepson got killed by a drunk driver. There ain't nothing you can do to me that ain't been done. And thank God I'm a strong person. But Brittany, I will call you out every fucking chance I get. Keep on. I love you, Megs. Thank you. You're welcome, Doohickey. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. I'll probably be up all night because I ain't getting no sleep. But yeah. Most of you know it's been here. Y'all know what I do at every end of the live streams I do. Let's see. And after this clip is over, I'll be gone. But thank you all so much. You're all beautiful, no matter what. Good night and sweetest dreams.